Thank you, thank you. We got another professional countdown out of that. Lovely. Um, okay, so I did re-listen to things, so I can give us a bit of a recap. Um, if nobody else wants to, you can fill in blanks if I leave out anything that you think of as important. Um, unless anybody else wants to recap.
I should have
Go ahead.
re-listened.
What was that, Scott?
I should have re-listened to it.
I know we're adventuring around in the library.
Yes, well, you were.
Yeah,
We
yeah, we
were,
finished that.
right, and we
Yeah.
finished that part, and I don't remember where we were going next.
Well, there are probably some things that have to happen first before you can go anywhere anyway. So, um, yes, last time you were adventuring in the library trying to find the sword that had been kept in the vaults there. Um, somehow or another, it was known where you were, or it was known where the sword was. You're not totally sure which, although with another one of your groups having been, uh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Caught,
Intercept? No. What?
caught, and
Caught. Yes, yes. With the other group having been intercepted as well, um, it seems, at least on the surface, less likely that it was just a matter of getting the sword and people knowing where you are, potentially. Um, so there was an incident. Well, first off, Steele stopped at the infernal section in the library and picked up some books for Eden to see if there was any information about helping suppress or control the weirdness that goes along with being an incubus, so that he can have a reasonably normal life. Maybe, I don't know, whatever the end goal is there.
Normal's a stretch, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, healthy relationships. There you go. Having healthy relationships. Um, they pause there and then run into one of the little squeaky librarians who seemed to be very concerned with a small horde of other librarians that were following behind. You guys discovered that someone was trying to infiltrate the library by creating a new portal, um, which involved murdering someone in a non adjacent already library to create all of the circumstances required for uh, a natural opening to form to an outside space. Um, upon realizing this, you guys went to help them, and it was a long combat. Like most of the session was combat. Um, there was a oh, now I've forgotten what I called her. Uh, Fate Weaver. There we go.
Kate.
There was a celestial Fate Weaver who had a small posse of undead creepy crawlies with her through the portal in the floor. There was the ejection of a gnome from the trapdoor that formed, which was a fun moment. Um, there were a lot of pretty clutch Paul moments in there. Um, Eden got himself hypnotized. I think you hypnotized yourself, right? Yeah. Yeah, you hypnotized yourself. Um, you also died for just a second. Not fully
Mm-hmm.
died, but you went
Mm-hmm.
down.
Saving throws,
Um,
yeah.
yep, Estelle ended up summoning a whole bunch of dryad fey hag things that helped you guys out and summoned the spirit of his sister to help you guys heal. And I believe she brought you back from being dead.
Yep.
You discovered that Fate Weavers can inflict peripheral damage when they tether to you. That was a fun realization. Eventually, you guys managed to win the fight, realizing that this Fate Weaver had been possessed. Um, oh, I forgot about Steve. I can't forget about Steve. Before the fight happens, you guys found the
Observatory.
observatory, thank you, / planetarium little space there, um, which had a lot of levers to it, and Paul began pulling them because he's Paul. I expected no less, but it made me very happy that you rolled the lever that had all of the party stuff ready, that came out and said, "Happy birthday, Steve."
I knew why you
Somewhere
put those
Blue
levers.
is so mad there.
Like when you said levers, I said, "Oh, Danny put those there for me."
Yes, yes. There were some other fun ones too, but I am really glad that you tripped the confetti one. That makes me happy. So yeah, somebody named Steve, who actually I've created a whole backstory for Steve in my head now. I know who he is, where he is. I just pulled a random name out of my head. I guess it's not so random since we play with a Steven, but yeah, Steven and Steve are two different names.
Hmm.
Very
Very
different
distinct
names.
personalities, a Steve and a Steven.
Yes, very much so. But I know who
Everybody has a
Steve
creepy
is.
Uncle Steve, so
Yeah, yeah. Steve has been wandering in the library for years. It doesn't like him well enough to let him go, but it doesn't dislike him well enough to like do anything bad to him. So they've just kind of become accustomed to each other now. There's a I'll tell you guys later. But yes, you tripped Steve's birthday wire apparently. Um, that sounds like a euphemism for something, but it's not. So
hmm.
but it's but yeah, you guys managed to end the combat. Esteel took the lady back um so that you could have like proper funeral rites when you realized that she was possessed. um Small retcon here. uh it doesn't actually impact too much of what was said or what happened before, but there's a little bit that probably would go a little differently at the end. Um, Scylla was actually in the group that got their asses beat. They are alive, all of them. Tix definitely looked like she had been brought back from death. She was Scylla was not with Old Guard; she was with them. Um, so she too has been beaten up a bit. When Thea messaged her, she probably still would have gotten something similar in response. Because Scylla wouldn't want people to worry or anything like that. So she would still be probably like looking to she'd have probably given herself more time, closer to 4 hours or something, to make sure she had time to clean up and not like look like she had just had the crap beat out of her as much. She probably would have said mostly the same things. Um, Thea and Eden started researching together to see if they could find any solutions to his weird issues. Paladin is now suspicious of everybody because it seems as though there is a strong possibility that information has gotten out as to what you guys are doing and where you are before you get there. Um,
Which is really problematic for the rest of the time that we need to keep going.
yes. Trying to think if there was anything else big. Am I missing anything that you guys can think of right off?
I don't think so.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I was consoling a baby through half of that, so
yes,
Oh,
yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you made it through most of the combat, which was arguably most of the
it's
episode.
really what Paul's here for. To,
You-
to cause
yeah, you
chaos
missed the wrap
or
up.
to fight. It was
Fair
probably
enough.
better for the whole party that I had to leave after the fight was over, so you guys could get stuff done.
I've, I've blocked that week and a half out of my brain. It was rough.
No,
Sorry.
He's better now.
good, good. It'll come and go. We know that that's kind of how it works. But I am sorry. But yeah, that is where we are. We have not gotten to the point of you meeting up with Scylla. Thea, Eden helped with the braiding ritual for the woman who had been possessed. And there is talk of putting people under zone of truth to make sure that everyone is being on the up and up about things. So, is there any place this would also mean, Eden, and this would probably be the biggest part of the impact, is like when they said that the group that was dealing with the Duhak were attacked, like you would know that Scylla was in that group. So
Yeah, so he would have written in their little notebook. But I can send that to you separately.
yeah. Okay, so we can deal with that.
Did the party heal or long rest? Just so I know where my HP setups are right now.
You have not had a long rest yet. You have healed probably a pretty good bit. Like, what did he say? Like 20d6? I think we decided.
Yeah, I did the math on the average, and it was something like that. It was like
I bumped you back up.
48, 49 hit points, or something like that.
Would that have been for everybody?
That would
Anybody
have been
who was in
for
range.
everybody. Yeah, everybody who was staying in range of the
So if
healing
it was
spirit.
over 43, then I would have healed up full then.
Yeah, so you would probably have been back up to full. You said it was like 46-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
so
it written down somewhere.
like
But
Eden's probably not back up to full yet since he,
Nope.
you know, since he got real batted. But yeah, that's where everybody is. As long
Okay.
as you were in range of her for a good chunk of that time, which she was floating around, kind of like trying to move to you guys once the combat was over if she knew that you were hurt. So she tried to stay in a space where she would have been beneficial to all of you.
Okay. Doesn't quite get me up to full, but I'm only down a couple, so
Close.
that's close. That's good enough.
Thea, are you the only one who came out of that without looking like you had just gotten massacred?
Yep.
Well done. Nicely
I
done.
think I took like one hit of the butt, so I'm
Must
I'm
be
good.
nice to be a second liner.
All right.
Having some range is good sometimes.
Being a ranged fighter is nice.
Yeah.
That is handy. All right.
Now I got
so,
like one spell slot left, but
but that's okay.
hopefully won't have to fight
Theoretically,
anybody.
I mean, I've still got all my first level spells for all the good that'll do.
I mean, hopefully it's not needed right away.
Yeah.
we can see what you guys do. I realized while I was prepping for this, like there are about 52 different things that you could choose to do this time. I have no idea what's about to happen. So I have some rough outlines and a lot of flying by the seat of my pants because I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen here. So yeah, we'll see how this pans out. Okay, so
Is Pan
I
here?
am what?
Is Pan here?
I mean, not yet, but he could be depending on the depending on what happens. I'm not going to rule that out either. That wasn't part of any of my outlines, but I'm not going to say it couldn't happen. Okay. So, given that there is like food in the works for the evening and all of that kind of stuff, it's not quite there yet, but it is being arranged. With the knowledge that you possess, is there anything anybody wants to jump into right now? Or do you need more push elsewhere?
Are we back? We're back at the.
We're back at the castle.
Yes, you're back at the castle safely. You pretty much walked the sword in. Sanji has it now. He's going to be doing as much testing on it as he can while keeping it in a lead box.
I'm probably, I mean, yeah, I'm probably just reading.
Okay.
Because I think I was told I had 3 days to read.
5.
5
You've got a
days.
5-day return on those books. And the library is not going to be pissed off at you if you don't like return them in person, but you are only going to have them for 5 days, one way or another.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so I think that's probably what I'm focused on because I don't suspect that Eden's actually that fast a reader.
huh. I mean, I could see that. He's probably pretty easily distracted. That makes sense. Okay.
So what are we doing with the sword?
Nothing right now.
So we did all that to get a sword to do nothing with it.
Well, it's currently being held in an anti-magic field so that it can't be detected or whatever.
Just so you're aware, Stephen, he's totally in Paul mode right now. Okay.
I mean, Eden
Should
would
we-
have answered basically that
Okay.
anyway. Like,
Are we supposed to destroy it or do we use it? Can I use it?
I think we have to destroy it, but maybe
Well,
we can use it if they can figure out how to take out the bad juju.
I mean, I can break it.
We don't want to break it yet. We want to break them all at the same time.
So we're gonna go get a whole bunch of things, and we're gonna put them together in a pile, and we're gonna destroy them all at the same time, and it's gonna make like a big boom, probably.
Oh, okay. Where are the other things? Wait, is this the where we go to hell part? Is this the where we go to hell part?
Almost.
We are very close.
We are very close to going to hell.
In a handbasket.
At some point, we have to just tell each other, like, you know, go to hell, and then we do.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go drink and eat something. You guys give me when we're ready to kill something else. And I
Will do,
log
Paul.
on to the kitchens to go give me some food.
Where Paul lives in this castle.
I think
There's
I
nowhere
have
else to be.
a little bit of crafting I need to do, so I'm gonna go do that. Y'all let me know if you need anything, okay?
Will do. Thank you.
And then I'm gonna go work on Paul's harness.
Deal.
Paul's harness. I don't remember what this is about.
It's a belt harness for his weapons and the immovable rod.
Gotcha.
I should almost be done with it. Like one more little bit of effort, and it should be done. Yeah.
Yeah, you might get interrupted tonight, but depending on how much time you have between tonight and tomorrow, you'll probably have it done. So yeah, that's kind of the general time frame that you're looking at.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Doing a little bit of leather work.
Is there anything other than reading that you're getting into until you talk to Scylla, Thea?
No, just reading. I would probably try to copy down like some of the rituals that we talked about or in the text. Like if there's any diagrams or anything that go along with that, I would try to copy all of that down.
Probably
So
by
that
the
we
end of
have
the
it.
evening, you will have the whole ritual that we discussed in the side chat. You'll probably have all of that copied down, and you probably will have started the binding thing as well. They're kind of long, involved rituals, but other than a couple of material components, they don't seem complicated or like difficult. They are complicated in that there are a lot of steps. But based on what you have read, it doesn't seem like it is super, super like difficult.
Is there a list of like common symptoms
Of
of the
demonicness?
rituals? Well, of the rituals.
Oh, side effects. Gotcha. Like your side effect list that everything sounds so much worse than the actual affliction.
Side effects may include sneezing,
You
running
know,
nose, also death.
They don't have that. There's shockingly little on that here.
Oh, great.
Um, but you're also only through like one of the books by the end of this. So, well, I guess each of you would be through half of a book. So, like, yeah, one whole book from the same place. Um, so yeah, like you haven't found a list of, oh, by the way, we accidentally exploded this one demon when we tried this because we did this wrong or stuff like that. You haven't found that yet. Um, so
Yes.
yeah.
And while we're sitting here reading, mainly just because I haven't got to use this yet, I'm gonna put the Menda pillar on Eden's shoulder because I imagine that his like clothes
Armor's
have gotten
pretty beat up.
torn or
Yeah.
something from
Oh, for
almost
sure.
dying today.
Oh,
So
thank
Hebo,
you.
this will fix you.
If you could
So
put him in like right in here, I can fix that string. That would be wonderful.
So yeah, like with your little Menda pillar, one of the things, since you haven't gotten to use this, you wouldn't necessarily know. It does have the little like, as it is a little mechanical guy. It's got the kind of sound to it, but it's pitched. So as it does its thing, it's almost like one of those little plucked music boxes. There's a word for it, but the little pronged thing with the dots.
Yeah.
As its motors run, it's not a tune that you recognize, but it's not an unpleasant sound. It's very much like little music box, just kind
Is
of
there
softly.
any dissonance because it's on top of strings that are connected to bells?
There's an occasional like undertone, and sometimes it's dissonant, sometimes it's accidentally harmonic, you know. Um, but it's a cool little feature, pleasant. So yeah, so you are being mended. Paul, Demira is working on this big spread. Um, how do you approach?
Confidently until I see her, and then shyly and approach. And I guess I like look at her like, hello.
Hello, Paul.
Is
Are
there
you
any
hungry?
food? I'm really hungry. We just got back from a fight.
Oh, I heard it was a lot of challenge. Would you like to try what I am preparing?
Yes, please.
Be my taste tester?
Yes, please.
Very well. One moment, I will get you a bowl.
Surprised you're not like
She
swaggering in there. We just want a bat.
is like, oh,
Paul's
very.
never had a woman who cooked this great food for him.
She gets you a large bowl, like it would be small mixing bowl size. Um, and there is a stew that is made of things Paul has maybe never seen before. Um, like there is a meat. He would not necessarily be curious, honestly, about like what kind of meat. There is a lot of meat. But there also seems to be like kind of a pithy vegetable that's mixed in. It has like a really strong aroma of like oregano would be the closest in the world thing he had probably experienced. And a lot of different root vegetables and there's definitely the smell of bread baking. Um, so she gets you this giant bowl of stew that smells delicious, um, and says that there will be some bread to sop up with in just a few more minutes.
Is
And
this Nutria again?
what's that?
Is this Nutria again?
Nutria? um, no, this is not Nutria. This is something different. Uh,
Okay.
this
I just remembered that this was the reason that I knew what Nutria was. I had to look it up when we played through here the first time.
Yep. Yeah, not this time. This is a different thing. Um, but it is really, really good.
Oh,
and
I
she'll
devour the bowl with gusto.
just imagine like little Paul's like head in the bowl, just very cartoonishly slopping stuff everywhere. That's awesome. Um, as you get close to finishing, she will bring you a loaf of bread. Um, it's a small loaf. It's like it's bigger than a roll, smaller than like a big uh like group sized loaf. But provides you with that. And she still hasn't figured out how to handle this. So she just kind of keeps feeding you because it keeps it less awkward.
Thank you. And then I just like take the roll and I just eat that too. How hot is it? Is it like piping hot out of the oven?
First off, yes.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't stop me or slow me down, even if I take damage. I just.
Oh, you. Oh, ah. Never mind. She.
Thank you. And then I get up, and I like run to the wherever the wine and the liquor is, and
Oh
go grab
dear.
me a couple bottles of whatever I can grab, so I'm not embarrassed any longer.
Fabulous. So yeah, you cut through the larders to the wine cellar, and what is there any rhyme or reason to any of the
Oh,
things that you
whatever
grab?
I run in there and whatever I see, and I'm like, I'm grabbing this one and this one, however many my little hands can carry.
All right.
Because nobody has shown me where any of the alcohol is other than this room. I don't know if there's beer anywhere or ale. This is the only room I know where the alcohol is, and so this is the room I go to get my alcohol. So don't take Paul to your wine cellar.
No, that
Show
was a
Paul your beer
silly,
fridge.
silly thing for them to do. So the things that you grab hold of, you end up with it is branded as Isel's elixir. It is uh it is a liqueur that tastes like hibiscus, but there are also some magical effects to it.
Okay.
Broke into the special liquor.
I just
cabinet.
grab whatever's in there. I don't know. To me, it's all alcohol. Okay.
And you end up with how many did you say you grabbed?
However many my little hands can carry.
Probably
2,
just 2
3.
then. Well, yeah, if you shove one under your arm, you probably manage another. Um, okay, so the next one is a butter wine,
Okay.
and the one after that is wind hyssop
Wind hyssop.
wine.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, and those have their own little things that they do.
And I am going to leave, and I am going to just randomly explore some more of the place because I haven't seen much of it yet, and so I'm just going to be drinking and walking around, opening random doors and looking in places that I probably don't belong.
Fair enough. We'll come back to that and see where you end up.
I do. Like as I'm like walking back through, I do take like a handful of gold coins out of my pouch and I put it on the table where she fed me.
Aw. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like, she gets paid in other ways, so this is like the people that she feeds directly are not usually the ones that are paying her. So this is surprising and confusing to her. I don't think you need to do. Thank you. Like that works. So yeah. Thea, nope. Other thing. Daffin, there we go.
Okay.
You are crafting.
I am crafting. Being crafty.
Roll me your craftiness.
Roll.
Roll for craft.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's a 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like you're gonna get most of the way done this evening. You'll have just a little bit of like finish work to do.
Okay.
Like it is functional now. There is a chance that it could fail.
Okay.
Um, so that is a thing that we would have to weigh if,
If I wanted to
excuse me, sorry.
go ahead and give it to him versus
Yeah,
take
yeah.
the
If
time.
you used it before you could finish it.
I am much too much of a perfectionist to hand it off in the state that it's in, so I'm gonna hang on
Feel
to
Wait,
it.
is this Keith or is this Teffin talking?
I mean, two things can be true, right? I am not a Tweedle, nor is Teffin.
That is fair. That is true. Um, okay, so you're able to do your crafting. At some point, Wayland will come back, and he looks exhausted and exasperated, um, as he went out with the old guard and had awkward conversations with Baba Yaga.
Ah,
So he's gonna grab a hammer and start wailing away at some of his own projects. And this is probably the quietest you've seen the man. He doesn't seem unhappy, but he certainly seems drained.
saw some stuff, huh?
Hi, lad. If you only knew. If you only knew.
Uh, I believe it. We we had some stuff happen too.
Oh, you lot weren't the ones that got uh so roughed up, are you?
No, although we had our own bit of roughing up happen to us. We we were in the library. There was an incursion. Lots of lots of ouch.
Oi. Well, you seem no worse for the wear now.
Well,
Grateful for that. Claps you on the shoulder.
indeed. Oof. Luckily, we had good hands on the healing front show up, so that helped.
I guess that is a very useful thing to have with you. Yeah. Mr. Esteel is quite handy in a pinch in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Sells himself short a good bit, but it's certainly good to have around in a bit of a tiff like that. Surprising that it happened at the library, though. Usually
Well,
that's a
like I say, there was an incursion from outside the library. Luckily, we were there to head it off and manage to stop it from spreading much beyond where the new portal opened.
I'm grateful you did. That's a very special place.
It is, and I would love to have had more time, I think, to explore it, but business before pleasure, as they say.
Fair enough. I know Mr. Scallon and Esteel would probably be more than happy to take you back and give you a show around once the most important matters are no longer a problem.
Indeed. Well, speaking of important matters, I won't keep you from your work there. Uh, Out of professional curiosity, what are you working on?
Ah, this would be a bit of a bone saw for uh, for a lady who doesn't much need for anything.
Ah, I, I'm just gonna
Bone
kind of
soft. If something
eyeball
doesn't
the
need it.
eyeball the project. Is there anything that I think I could maybe point out and add to his project in any way to assist him.
Have you made a saw before?
Well, I mean, I assume I've made quite a number of things before.
That's fair. That's why I asked about the saw specifically. I'm not sure if that's a thing that you would have.
I mean, I'm sure it has come up at some point in uh, in some of the smithing that I've done as I traveled around and did stuff.
Okay. So this is going to be a bit different than a lot of that. Like a similar idea, but so much smaller to make it precise.
Okay.
Um, that like your information, your input would be more in the way of maybe efficiency in like the handle or
Okay.
aesthetics, something like that. You have not seen anybody do something on this scale before,
Okay.
with it being such a fine bone saw. So, yeah,
In that case, I won't even bother. It's just I will appreciate it and nod to him and either finish cleaning up my station and head back to get some rest.
deal. All right. So, Thea and Eden, um, it is getting close to dinner time. Is there anything that you are going to do before they pretty much call you in? Okay.
I think at dinner, Eden will still probably be trying to read,
Fair enough.
unless somebody is like actively talking to him. He will just be reading.
No, I don't think that anybody will probably be intentionally distracting to him. The gaggles. Well, there is Paul.
Eden has learned how to ignore
Right.
Paul, though. So
Fair point. Fair point. Um, so yeah, nobody would go out of their way to disturb you if other people are talking. Oh, excuse me, I'm so tired. If other people are talking and whatnot, like they'll converse with each other. If you seem interested, they'll talk to you, but um it
he
is
might get distracted
largely
occasionally by other conversations, but by and
yeah,
large, I think he's just reading.
okay. It is largely you. The delegation from Nembi is still present. They will probably be headed out the next day. They are finishing kind of their business matters and whatnot. So you've got the the Nimish. You've got the Nimish there. A couple of the folks from Tix's party are there. Tix, Scylla, and um, Piff. Nope, that's the rabbit. Ziffle. There we go. And Ziffle are missing. They are not at the table. A couple of the old guard are joining into. There's a large Goliath woman, the purple lady, is there. Billy is joining in as well. Um, so they are all present at the table with you and serving you guys. Well, not serving you guys, but like eating with you guys. So, um,
The party, the old guard party, I can't remember where they went. Did they make it back too?
they did. So that was the group that was with Waylon.
Oh,
That yeah, that was almost like more of a personal issue sort of a thing that they had to work out. Like one of them had some personal ties. I guess technically all of them had some personal ties with Baba Yaga that they were able to, I won't say exploit. I feel like that kind of goes the other direction. But um they were able to utilize that relationship to get what they needed from her. So yeah, there's The people at the table are not, they don't seem too awkward about it just because of who they are as people. Like Waylon seemed awkward about it, but he's not at the table, so yeah, they were successful. They did have to fight off some environmental factors. There were a bunch of bramble beasts where she happened to have her hut parked, but it was nothing that they did not anticipate might have to happen. So, so yeah, you guys are able to eat. If any conversation comes up, it can come up. If you guys are kind of just doing your own thing, that is fine too.
I would check in with Eric and just have him tell the story of how everything went on their end.
Yeah, he was with the old guard, so
I'll put the Mendipillar on his shoulder if he is needing it.
some scrapes and whatnot that look like he got caught in a wire patch, but he doesn't seem injured or anything like that, so it's just cosmetic stuff that the Mendipillar is able to do. Oh, well, that's lovely, thank you. And the tune is quite nice as well. So he kind of looks to either side of the table and gets kind of close to you. So apparently, there's a significant amount of interpersonal drama that I was unaware of with the old guard. Apparently, Wayland has helped to sire some children with Baba Yaga because of some grim business about them murdering 3 of her children. People were quite flippant about it in a way that I am concerned about, if I'm being completely honest. But it's it was, for someone who didn't know what was happening, it was an incredibly awkward trip. I'm also kind of surprised that my father did not seem deeply uncomfortable at the entire thing. He does not seem the best at relationships or communication or awkward situations, and this seemed very natural to him, as though nothing was strange. But yes, there was apparently some deal making that happened. A not uncertain amount. Excuse me. Apparently, I hit puberty somewhere in there. There's an uncertain amount of bargaining and strong words exchanged. Some were good strong words, and others were not. Either way, strong and very uncomfortable for me to witness. I am not a man that's easily made uncomfortable.
Oh man, I wish we would have come on your trip.
It was.
So are Waylon and Baba Yaga like a couple?
I think it might depend on when you ask.
They're
In the
co-parenting.
beginning,
They're co-parenting.
Yeah, they're co-parent. They co-parent.
they're co-parenting, exactly.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the endeavor, I would have said no, they are certainly not. By the end of it, I'm fairly certain they are. So I'm not totally sure if you take an average and you say maybe. It's a fascinating dynamic. Also, these people just fight like no one's business. The Bramble Boars were, I mean, nothing like what any of the rest of you faced, but there were so many of them, and just clean work of them. It was impressive. And then to watch such a strange dumpster fire of a conversation. I'm frankly rather impressed. It's a large dichotomy of experiences in a very brief period of time. But what of you? And he like kind of like saddles up next to you a little bit. What of you? What was the library like?
The library was amazing. I hope one day I get to go back and spend more time in there and possibly have less murder happen while I'm there. Like this portal opened and a lady killed an old guy. It was kind of sad. Eden died for a second, but we got him back. Um, we celebrated Steve's birthday.
Steve,
Mm-hmm.
who is
Aiden will peek out from behind his book and be like, "No, we pretty much ruined his birthday, but you know." And then he goes back to his book.
That's a better description of what happened. So maybe when we go back to the library, we'll find Steve and like take him out for drinks or something.
I love this idea.
Yeah,
Can I come with you?
absolutely.
I've always wanted to go inside the library. I've been to the grounds, but I've not actually gotten to go in, so I think that would be wonderful.
It was scary and fun and kind of sad because there's more books in there than I'd ever be able to read in my lifetime.
That's fair.
Aiden's gonna just sort of like raise his hand and look at the both of you. Do you know what the word epitome means?
Epitome?
Epitome. And you can turn the book and be like, epitome.
Oh. Oh. I think he's trying really hard to like not criticize your pronunciation. I think where I come from, people tend to say epitome. It's like
Oh, I know
the
epitome, but this is spelled like epitome.
consider it a synonym.
Thank you. That just goes back to reading.
He kind of shakes his head a little, like hadn't really imagined that Eden would be a struggler with reading, but also kind of makes sense a little bit. He's a showman. He's not the researcher. um, yeah. So you guys are able to have your meal. On the way out when you are done, Eden. Um, names are hard. It's been a long few weeks. Few weeks? Well, I mean that's also true, but few days was what I was going for. um, so
Along
Eric
30
will
seconds.
kind of grab your arm. Um,
Sorry, who?
Eric will,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, he'll like grab your arm, kind of as you turn a corner and kind of sort of out of sight of the others, and like pull you into a hug. Um, it's like I'm very very glad that you're all right.
That was unpleasant, but
It sounds it.
ultimately, though, it was a good thing. We were able to provide aid to the library. Um, and we stopped whatever the weed, the witch that was there. She wove fate and time or something to that effect. We were able to at least free her from her compunction, although that did involve her passing beyond the veil. Mm. But I got some books, so I'm able to sort of make some headway, I hope.
Excellent. I'm glad, and I'm hopeful for your peace.
Me too.
I'm grateful for your life. And he gives you a squeeze and kisses your cheek and lets go.
How was I wasn't really, I was trying to mostly read. How was your trip?
Awkward and delightful in so many different ways, but um, it was educational. It was an enlightening experience on many fronts.
Good. I'm happy for you. I guess I need to get back to reading. This is a little bit more dense than the fairy tales of my childhood.
Do you need help?
I would not say no.
So Eric will go back with you guys, and
He still doesn't know exactly what he's looking for, does he?
nope. At some point, he'll probably ask. Like there was a theoretical conversation on the stairway that never actually had a chance to happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's still deeply confused about the entire thing, other than recognizing that you and Scylla are no longer an item. So yeah. So yeah,
He knows
he'll.
more than Paul.
What was that?
I said he knows more than Paul knows.
Paul doesn't
doesn't
even
even know
remember who Scylla
You
is.
didn't even know
Yeah.
that him and Scylla were dating.
Paul doesn't even know who Scylla is.
Yep.
Scylla has never
Yep.
been important enough in Paul's mind for him to pay attention to what she's doing.
She's fine with us.
Paul's never noticed it.
It's magic. It's not fighting.
That's fair.
Paul's not convinced you do anything in this party. He knows you because you stole from him.
Did not steal.
Speaking of Paul, so you have been down to the cottage grounds where Piff was. So that door you are familiar with. Where are you going? There's a small area to explore to the left of the kitchens. The right hallway has a lot more going on, but or just a lot longer that you can tell. And there's also an upstairs that I don't think you guys have really been
Okay.
in.
Well, let's roll and find out. 1, 2, it'll be left. 3, 4, it'll be right. 5, 6, it'll be up. It is 1. We're going left.
Okay, so headed left. There aren't oodles of doors available to you, but there would be kind of 4 different doorways that all have closed doors at the moment.
Okay. Paul takes the bottle of the wind hyssop wine and he pops the cork and closes his eyes, and whichever door the cork lands in front of, he's going to open it.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it goes to 3, which kind of skirts the edge of where the hallway opens out into the like grand hall there in the front. You open that door into what looks like a sitting room. There is like a settee with everything set up for the possibility of a tea service or something like that. And then there's another door on the other side. So this is clearly just a sitting room.
It's on the other door. I drink the wine.
That door is locked.
How
And
locked
roll me
is
a
that
con
door?
save.
Oh.
How locked is that door?
Oh, it takes a con save?
Yeah, if you're gonna down the wind hyssop wine.
Yeah. Let's see. Constitution. Natural 20. for a 24.
You are fine, though feeling incredibly honest. I feel like that's just Paul anyway, though, so I don't know how much that's going to change anything.
Well,
So yeah, the door is locked. It is quite locked from what you can tell.
I'm just gonna give it. I'm not gonna like try to break the door down, but I'm gonna give it like a really good like crank and like push or pull just to see what I can do. It.
And it is a very strong handle and lock situation.
I mean, if I don't want to get it open, Paul's just gonna be like, "Is it jammed?" And then, oh, it's okay. All right. So,
Okay. I mean, you can roll a strength check, but if it's more just like a really firm pull, you can decide whether that warrants a strength check or not.
yeah, I don't think he's not gonna try to like damage the place. He's just gonna
Okay.
be like, "Not okay. It's locked." And yeah, then he's gonna leave and go
Really
to the
good.
next place.
That's the queen's quarters, so that's a good choice. Good choice.
Probably.
Uh, um,
So,
so from there, are you continuing down the left halls
sure.
or
Yep. Just keep
going a
walking
different
down,
direction? Okay. So
continuing
we
to drink
have
my truth wine.
gotcha. So they're already doing interrogations. So you walk into the first door from the kitchen on the left,
Okay.
or the dining room rather, and you see Callan and Ren over this table. It looks almost like a small war room kind of a situation. There are
Mhm.
maps on the walls. There's like some different things that they've positioned on this table between them, and both of them look up, surprised at you, like popping your head in. Can I help you? Callan says.
No, just looking around. You want some wine?
So, do you have wine?
Oop, hold up the bottle.
Oh dear. Um, how are you feeling, friend?
Seems pretty weak.
Huh. Okay. Ren's
But it
kind of
tastes pretty
like,
good.
what's that?
But it tastes pretty good.
It is a fine vintage. You can kind of like Ren is sort of raspy, giggling under his breath when he realizes what you've held up. He just kind of like turns his head the other direction and shakes it. It's like, you won't know the difference anyway. And so since you're here anyway, would you mind submitting for a test of sorts? Zone of Truth. Are you familiar?
I've never played that game.
Uh,
How much? How much to wager? And I pulled like a bunch of gold out. Is this enough?
oh goodness,
Hold on. Okay. No, I just dumped the rest of my 60 gold on the table. Is this
oh,
enough to play?
uh, Ren just holds up his hand to a stammering Callan. It's like, yes, absolutely. So
Shove it on the table, right in the middle.
here's rules. He's going to cast a spell on you that makes you very truthful, which I feel like is kind of redundant, but who cares? He will cast a spell on you to make you incredibly truthful, ask you some questions, and if it turns out that you're not possessed by something and you're not working for someone else with ulterior motives or giving away secrets, you get to have all of this money back. Pretty great winning deal, right?
What's ulteriors?
Fair
People
question.
who want to do evil things, information that you have.
Okay, so ulteriors are evil. Got it.
All terriers are equal.
Terriers are equal.
Oh, scary. Paul's gonna go after the dogs next.
Bren just kind of, for the next few minutes, yes,
Okay.
just for the game.
How many's a few? Is it that many?
We'll tell you when it's over.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so Callan will invite you to sit, and
I sit down.
he'll cast Zone of
Is
Truth.
the chair high enough that I can look over the table, or is the chair too low for me?
You've got like,
Okay. So I'm just doing this number.
yep. Like, I love the
I'm a
seriousness
witness
of the face.
stand.
So, have you told anyone outside of your party any of the details of where we were planning on going or anything to that effect?
I don't even know where we're going.
Imagine,
Wait, you mean to hell? Yeah, we're going to hell, right? That's what I heard.
I imagine like Callan sitting in the corner with like a lie detector. It's like he's telling the truth.
Hey, Danny, I
Truthfully.
got a question for you. With the magic spell that they cast on me, does that affect any of my subconscious?
Let me double check and make sure. I also think I probably should have had you make a save, but I gather that you probably failed it on purpose.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
like I want to win my money back.
yeah. So, subconsciously, let's see. Okay, so it's a 15-foot radius sphere. Charisma saving throw, but you failed. Um, you're aware of the spell. You can avoid answering questions you would normally lie to. So I don't think now, because you are Paul, and Paul's subconscious is probably a little squishier than a lot of people's. You have the ability to determine like if this is going to mess with your subconscious in a funny way too. It would not normally because you can be evasive
Okay.
without lying.
Okay.
So, like if you think his subconscious is squishy enough though that it has some funny like the side effect thing, I'm also on board for that.
Sure. We'll just see what the questions come out to be.
Okay. Um so like Ren is already like kind of rasp laughing in the corner as Callan is like looking at you very very like carefully and just
And I'm
taking
like
it in.
looking at him, staring at him like we're playing poker or something.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Have you accepted any money from anyone since knowing that you were coming here?
I don't know.
I think Eden might have given you some.
Oh, almost certainly. But
I
he
give money all people just give me money all the time. I don't know. Usually when I kill things. Wait, have you guys paid me for any of the people I've had to kill?
not yet, but there will be a handsome sum. And you're
Oh,
being very well taken care of, well, in the interim. Free board, free food, free very good food.
the food is very good here.
Samira is an excellent, excellent chef and herbalist.
I literally my face starts to go pink.
Oh yeah, take advantage of that.
Doings for Miss Samira.
Yeah, he cooks really good food.
That's fair. Jew. exchange money for information about the potential whereabouts of your party members or any of us. If someone offered you money.
I mean, they're somewhere in the castle. You want me to find them for you?
Like, Ren is really trying to hold it together, and he's not an especially laughy person, but this is his kind of thing, like right down his alley. He deeply appreciates Paul and who he is as a human being. Um, no, that won't be necessary. Thank you. Are you informed as to your next mission location?
Hell, right?
Callan looks a bit baffled at the fact that like all of these things are ringing out as like true, but Ren is right there, just like, yep, absolutely, sure thing, Paul.
We have to get stuff to break the stuff. But the stuff we can't break one at a time. And there's going to be a big explosion.
Yeah, he's got it.
And I'm going to hell. That I remember.
So, at that, like, Ren finally just like busts out into laughter. Like, come on, Callan, like this. He's solid. He is absolutely not going to break in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Give the man his money. He has earned it well. And Callan just kind of sighs and pushes everything back to you. It's like, you play this game very well. I'm not sure if impressed is the right word.
Do I have to ask you questions now? What
I'm gonna-
number am I thinking about?
Oh, Callan will try to play along.
I'm thinking of a number between 3 and 6.
3 and sticks?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, there are only two. Actually, sticks isn't a number. I have to say that. Sticks is not a number.
Damn, he was right. I pushed the gold back.
Oh, no. I feel like you did so much better than me. You should have this.
Sure.
I am.
I like to win games, honestly.
You have won this very honestly. You have. This is your money.
Okay. Well, if you ever want to play again, you just let me know.
I absolutely will.
Here, I'll let you have the rest of this. And I put the bottle of wine down for him, and I pull out the next bottle of wine, and I open it.
The wind has some wine back. Puts it down. Oh dear. That's okay. Okay.
How many more
The
does
other
he
bottle
have?
of wine. He at least doesn't look too terrified.
Good luck on your next game. And I leave the room.
Well done. Well done.
Jay, you are muted.
Sorry, thank you.
No
I keep
worries.
trying to not cough into the mic so that I deafen you guys. I'm quite
It's
coughy
appreciated.
tonight. But then I forget that I've muted myself. So, you know. Okay. So Callan is going to kind of do that with each of you guys and kind of pull you to the side. You assume like you see him doing this with everybody else as well. But yeah, he'll kind of start off with Teffin probably, and pull Teffin in. Would you consent to being cast upon?
Of course.
Lovely. Now,
Look how much gold I won. It's great. You should play too.
it was all his.
I assumed.
Um, so, um, sir, have you had occasion to tell anyone outside of your party members if, like, where you were intending on going, anything about the mission that you're on, um, that would indicate your location in the last few days?
I have not.
Hmm. Have you noticed anyone behaving suspiciously?
Well, I mean, there's Paul, but Paul is Paul. I wouldn't necessarily call it suspiciously, just oddly.
That is one of the most accurate descriptions I could imagine for your friend. But you've not seen anything else.
No.
Have you accepted money from anyone in the last, say, week in exchange for information, care of goods, anything to that effect? Something that would
No.
put you in close contact with them.
No.
Have you had any contact with powerful spellcasters that have made themselves amicable with you? You can take that how you wish.
Really?
Well, I do have quite a number of friends who are powerful spellcasters, and they've been using magic a great deal. There's been weave walkers trying to locate the items we're looking for. Um, I'm not real sure what you're going for, and I'm not real
Have had the
sure.
would someone have had the opportunity to get into your head?
Well, again, the weave walking, as I understand it, was primarily mental and not physical. So I suppose I have to say yes to that. But there were a good number of us involved in that process.
The weave walking itself is. I feel as though that is splitting hairs.
I,
It's not exactly a mental invasion so much as an
right.
extension beyond the self. But I do understand the point. Um, hmm. So far, I don't see anything suspicious of you, and you show no signs of any sort of possession or temperament there. Um, is there such thing as a price high enough that you would offer information about your mission to others?
I suspect there is, but it would have to be exorbitant. I also have not yet reached whatever that price might be, so I don't know what the price is.
Interesting.
Everyone has a price.
I am a businessman. I primarily ply my trades in crafting and somewhat spellcasting to make my way in the world by making money. I do believe everyone does have a price. The price to sell out my colleagues, my comrades, my friends would have to be a high one. but it exists. I just don't know what it is because no one has offered it to me.
Good to know. Fair enough. In my head, there's like the Ballad of Jane going through.
Right? Well, that'd be a real interesting day.
um. See, a smarter person would have follow-up questions to this, but the DM is not smart enough for that. So we're gonna say he asks some more questions that make him sound smarter than me, and he is reasonably satisfied that at least for a little bit, you're probably okay.
I mean, for now, I've not been offered enough money to betray the party.
And he's gonna have to at least keep eyes on you to make sure he knows who you're around, so he can
I
figure
would
out if
too.
anybody's offering.
It's fine.
All right, Thea. Similar thing. Pulls you in. Like, would you consent to me casting Zone of Truth on you, my dear?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we'll do the same. Similar line of questioning. So, like, have you had any experiences lately with people that have the ability to alter your minds that you know? Have you received money from anyone in the last like week for something that would put you in close contact with somebody? Like same questions as with Tefn, pretty much.
No.
No.
Hmm.
He would ask the same price question too, just so he kind of knows where folks stand on this.
Most likely not.
It's likely not. Good to know.
10 gold.
10 gold. I'll sell all you guys out now.
Cask of ale and warm dinner.
Sold to the gnome in the loincloth.
Good luck getting any useful information out of him.
Yeah, he thanks you profusely, and kind of sends you on your way. Eden, same thing, like invites you in, kind of sits you down.
Eden is super distracted the whole time, but he will answer truthfully.
So same types of things. And at some point, he'll just look and it's like, you seem so very far away right now. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, just thinking. Some personal problems, nothing related.
Is there anything that I can do to be of assistance?
I sincerely doubt it.
But very well.
Thank you, though. I appreciate the offer.
If you think of anything, let me know. Apparently, we're closely connected or something. Given my
I'm sorry, but how?
my nephew's proximity to your group. Blah, excuse me.
Your nephew.
Of Eric. I mean, we just discovered
Oh.
that. Oh yeah.
Oh.
They're brothers. Him and Ren.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But Eden, up until right this second, has not put the pieces together for everything that was going on because he was too like in his head.
Right in front of his own face. Yep.
Oh. Congratulations.
He's a lovely young man. I mean, we've not spent a lot of time together.
Yes.
Ren and I are not allowed to go out on party trips at the same time, so I've not gotten to spend very much time with him, but
Okay. That seems like a strange restriction, but you know, to each
Oh,
their own.
well, there's medical reasons. One of us needs to be in a place very easily able to be healed at all times.
Okay.
And just
Blink
kind of.
twice if you need help.
What was that?
I said, blink twice if you need help.
Kind of, sort of. All right. So yeah, he'll thank you and send you on your way. You can start telling, like, probably he's beginning to get frustrated at like just not knowing where this is going, and he doesn't want to take more time than necessary to get all of these things collected. Um, if you see anything curious, if you see anything suspicious, do please, if anything alerts you.
I will be doing some research of my own as well, as it is very concerning to me what is happening.
Wonderful. If you have any ideas, I'm all ears. Wonderful.
That-
Thank you.
Yes.
He'll send you on your way. Um,
Mhm.
and then I think the only other thing before potentially rest, we'll do a little more traveling with Paul in a second. But Thea, you getting together with Scylla. Um, sorry, I wasn't quick enough. So yeah, you getting together with Scylla at the um, tavern. Uh, there's a very jolly dwarven woman um, tending bar, uh, and Scylla is already there. She looks a bit like shit. She looks probably better than she did when she first got back, but like just bruises everywhere, the remnants of big scrapes that have been healed, but they're not done healing, things like that. Just all kind of scraped to hell. Um, and comes she'll turn and see you and wave you over to the bar. Um,
I will put the mend pillar on her shoulder and say, "Let me buy you a drink."
I will not say no. Thank you so much. The bartender comes over and gets you guys your drinks. Um, I take it your adventure went a bit more smoothly than ours.
I don't know if I would say smoothly. Um, there was this portal that opened up. It was crazy. Um, everything's okay, but Eden died for a second, but we got him back.
Like there's a small gasp where she forgets that she's kind of pissed at him right now and feels really awkward. Um, but so but like it kind of passes reasonably quickly as far as the awkwardness around the moment where she's just like, oh, okay, I'm allowed to be concerned about this. This is okay. Um, he's well. He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Good.
And yeah, when we were able to get what we went there for, and it was a big long fight. It was kind of fun, kind of scary. The library was cool.
Like
How
our
was the place
definitions.
that y'all went? Where they
Well,
went?
we were unsuccessful in getting our item. Um, but I believe that will be remedied. We know where it is now. It is not where it was. Um, we were worried before we got to the caves, before we got to Firihati, the dragon slayer. In the path inward, there were several traps that had been, well, not traps. What would you call it? Um, I suppose it is a trap. Just sabotage. Um, we were cornered. We were. They knew where we were coming from and waited for us and overpowered us.
Ambush?
Hmm?
Was Danny looking for the word?
Yes, Danny was looking for the word.
Ambush?
That one. Thank you. Yeah, it was gone.
I get
Sometimes
that.
words are hard. Thank you. So, yes, we were ambushed a ways out from our destination. One of the only reasons that we lived was because the Duhak saw what was happening and rescued us. But because we were unsuccessful, they were not confident in leaving an artifact with us. So their intent is to deliver the artifact to Isanji themselves. We have discussed this with the Queen. I don't think it is any of our preferences, but I also understand the concern, and they work for a dragon, so I feel as though perhaps they are a bit more well equipped for the task than we are. But we're okay now, and we will heal up. I'm hoping that tomorrow's effort will be a much gentler one. We will see.
Are we going tomorrow already? I guess we
I,
have
I
to hurry up and collect all of these things. So
I know we don't wish to dally. No one wants to have this draw out longer than it has to. So I assumed. I don't know if it is a safe assumption. I know Tix is still any time that she is able spending in the healing waters, the spring. But I don't know if the team will feel ready or not. But are you all going back out?
we haven't heard yet. They're still kind of regrouping and coming up with a plan. I assumed a meeting would be called later tonight or early tomorrow morning.
Makes sense. Feels if I have gotten in over my head. But I'm here now. It would be unethical to not help. I feel like I need to help. And I want to help. It's just
I kind of feel like I talked you into staying. So when I found out that you were hurt, I felt really bad.
oh no, no, no. She reaches out and like kind of gives you a little hug. Then realizes you might not be a huggy person because she hadn't actually tested those waters and goes, "Oh, is okay?
No, that's okay.
Okay."
Yeah.
Um,
And it's awkward. Like Thea's not really
it's
okay.
awkward from the other direction too. Like this is a weird little but yeah, she does hug you. It's like, "No, when I found out what was happening, it's not as though you can look away. It is not something that a person of character, I think, should be able to do. If there is something so wrong, then we have to play our part, right?"
Yeah. I mean I agree.
I truly just thought that I would do more harm than good, because I feel like Eden is better equipped than I am for many things and would be more useful, and I did not want to be a distraction. But my want to help was not ever a question in my mind. So this is not your fault. And it is also not the first time that I have been damaged in action of any kind. When you've been on boats for most of your life, and sea creatures and sky creatures are, well, I just slipped into some weird half Irish accent there. Creatures, uh, creatures are prevalent. Difficult things can happen. It is just part of life.
Yeah. I don't think I would trade it, to be honest.
I am fairly positive that I wouldn't. It's a bit crazy, and maybe that makes us a bit crazy, but I suppose that's why we're here. But yes. Feet are on the ground now. We are alive. We are well, mostly. There are much worse things that could have happened.
We lived to fight another day. So,
Indeed. I think that we are going to the Sphinx tomorrow. Oh, hopefully it will not be a fight, and it will be a nice reprieve. We will find out.
guess there's only one way to find out.
Absolutely. You can tell that she's really tired, but she's putting on the cheer and wearing it well, all things considered. Despite
Well,
the bumps and bruises.
we'll have our drink, and then I'll push for her to go to bed, and I'll head back to the castle.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right, Paul.
I'm drinking the Isol's Elixir liqueur.
Oh, fun. Okay. Let me pull up a chart. Wrong spot.
Another con save.
Yes, con save for the drunkenness.
Oh, I thought that was a 1.
No, it wasn't one, but it wasn't a great roll. 12.
12. Okay. Sorry, I have quite a few different wild magic charts that I've saved. All right. Yep. So, you begin to sprout blue hair everywhere on your body, which, seeing as you tend to wear a leopard skin loincloth, you now effectively look like a little blue teddy bear. This is one that you have been familiar with before. And you smell slightly of jelly beans.
Which is a vast improvement over what he usually smells
Really
like.
kind of is.
Yeah.
So now you are Teddy Bear Paul for the next 8 hours. Oh, wait. No, that was your con save. I was looking for the wild magic table. Your con save. Sorry. Roll me a D100. We'll check on although I really like you being a teddy bear. The 12, you are feeling it. You are getting. You're starting to slur some words and get a little out of step with yourself.
I rolled a 13 on the D100.
That's still within the range, actually. That's awesome. So that one's a 10 to 15. There's a gap there. So yeah, you're still Teddy Bear Paul. And I like that. So that works. Teddy Bear
Yep.
Paul.
Exploring other rooms, checking things out.
Fabulous. Are you
As
staying
a
in the same
blue
wing?
teddy bear.
Yep, as a blue teddy bear.
Awesome. So if you're staying in the same wing, you've got 2 more doors left. One that's
Yep.
farther, one that's
What's the
closer.
next door?
Okay, so the next door is oh, this is gonna be bad. So, so next door is locked. And actually guarded. So there is a fellow that is standing beside it as you walk up to it that just kind of sticks out his axe and out to parade rest. Business?
No pleasure.
Unsurprised. No. What is your business in this room?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Well, I'm afraid you're not finding out today then.
Oh, okay. What's behind here?
It seems ill-advised to tell you.
Okay. What's ill advised?
It's smell of jelly beans and alcohol.
What's yeah? You want some? I offer the bottle.
No, but thank you. I'm on duty, so I'm not allowed to drink right now.
He said duty, and I walk away to the next door.
Please, if Paul encounters another guard, can they please ask him if he has ulterior motives? Please.
I love that. I love that so much. Uh, so the only other the only other door in this area opens. It's kind of across, so the guard can still see you. And it is absolutely like a janitor's closet. Like there's a bunch of stuff there, like mops and brooms and different things like that, and pails, um, just general cleaning supplies, all the different brushes.
Like a toddler, I'm just searching through it, saying like, what's this? Throwing stuff out behind me because that's not as interesting.
Yeah, you're not able to find anything super crazy interesting. There are a few different like bottles of stuff that smell of citrus.
I drink it.
Oh dear. I'm gonna
Does
need
it
a
smell
con save
strong?
at
It smells strong and
disadvantage.
citrusy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna need a con save at disadvantage.
That's really still really good. That's an 18.
Well, congratulations. You are going to throw up whether you want to or not. However, you are not taking on the poisoned condition. So yeah,
Wow,
I
this
don't.
tastes like crap. I throw that out.
Well, it's
Walk out. This is the most boring wing in the whole freaking place, and I just go to another area.
that was wood polish.
Is Keith's screen green to anybody else?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Keith,
Yeah, not real sure what's going on there.
you've gone full Oscar.
Here I am.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, indeed. Huh. Okay. So yeah. Are you going up the stairs?
Sure, why
Or
not?
I desperately want him to end up in the tent.
that's such an awesome and terrible idea. Did we decide where the tent was set up right now?
I have no idea where the tent is currently.
Oh,
But
I'm
I mean,
gonna
the
think about that.
doorway is technically available.
Yeah, and they brought Eric in, so it has to be somewhere in the castle right now. Okay. So there are quite a few rooms up here, and an archway that seems to lead upward further. There's so the stairs in this hallway, and then like the first door to the left looks like it keeps going up a little um, turret kind of a thing. Does he have a specific direction he is going, or
It
just
is randomly exploring the castle. It's like,
okay? So one is going to be the turret thing.
sure, let's check
So-
that out.
What's that?
Let's check that out. It's literally the first thing that goes across. Like, interesting. What's behind this door?
Okay.
Hi, Paul. It was nice to know you.
So, I'm gonna need you to roll me a perception check or an investigation check. Probably perception first.
Okay.
You don't know to look.
Does my eagle vision help at all with this?
Remind me what your eagle
Which
vision
came
does.
with the PHP, so I know I tell exactly the correct way this works.
I think you can see like 200 feet. Or
Yeah, I
something
can
like
like
that.
see like really far. Eagle vision. I have the eyesight of an eagle. I can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty. I'm able to discern even fine details as though I'm looking at something no more than 100 feet away from me. Additionally, dim light doesn't impose any disadvantage on any wisdom checks. I've got freaking amazing eyesight, basically.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll perception with advantage.
Okay.
You're gonna see the things that we're talking about regardless. So the perception check is largely going to be about like you recognizing that you shouldn't touch them.
Okay. 19.
Okay. There is very clearly a trip line. At least to you, very clearly. There is a trip line with a very, very fine thread across one of the steps. There also seems to be ahead of you something's a little bit wonky with the brick. You can't see all the way up the curvature, but something's a little bit wonky with the brick. And it looks like that might be a pressure plate. So
Okay.
this turret has been rigged.
My experience with adventuring probably is enough that I know that okay, this is put here on purpose and not like, ooh, some idiot put a tripping hazard here.
Yeah, probably
Okay,
like
yeah, I'm gonna
this
be
is
like,
trapped.
all right. I was like, yeah, we'll do this later, and I go back downstairs.
Wow.
I know
That is shocking.
I know enough. Like I have been through dungeons before, and I know this game. If I notice it, I know the game.
It would be the most disappointing payoff too. That's awesome. Okay. Well done, Paul. Well done. Okay,
Good job
so
on impulse control.
I'm not that drunk yet.
you're feeling a little tipsy, but you're not that far gone. Okay, so you guys are able to pretty much call it a night. They will say that they are going to have a meeting over breakfast discussing next steps and all of that. So they'll bring the at least all of the leadership in the teams and stuff like that together, and go from
Who is
there.
our leader?
I figure you're probably all just gonna be there.
I was
But
gonna
yeah,
say,
if you wanted to send a
Everybody but Paul,
representative,
who has not been around this whole day.
people should be scared at this point. Like we have not seen enough of Paul in the last few minutes. What's going on? Like I
Oh, it's
feel
the
like
worst
there
thing
should
I've
be a lot
seen.
more concern about that. Um, but yeah. So Teddy Bear Paul walks back into your like little kind of sweet quarters thing.
Oh,
Good
you're
evening, Paul.
blue.
You're blue. I walk away.
Face is blue.
You thirsty? I put the bottle down. And like,
Why not? I'll take a drink out of it.
All right. Roll me a con save.
14?
14. Okay. It hits you harder than you suspect for just being a single drink. But you do okay. It's it's one of those things where you feel like you're all right until you stand up, and then you realize you can't walk in a straight line. So, yeah. Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. So, now I'll have you roll me a D100.
80.
you gotta roll
Oh,
the
my bad.
single digits too.
84.
Did you say 84?
Yes.
Okay. So 84 is gonna be. No, that's the standard one. Where's the one I just had up? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Okay, there we go.
Oh, this blue suits you. It makes your eyes really pop.
All
What are
right,
you talking
so this is probably not actually gonna do anything for you. Uh, so I can just read it as written, or I can pick a funnier one.
You are the DM. We don't know anything that's going on other than what you tell us, Daddy.
That's fair. Um,
What goes on
so
behind the screen goes on behind the screen.
fair enough. So you emit a cloud of ash around you. So you kind of pigpen it a little bit here. And also, effectively, like blur is cast over you. So while you're the one who's a little tipsy now, suddenly, it's everybody else whose vision is blurry, apparently, looking at you. So you're surrounded by ash and now are visually blurry to everyone else. I like that one more.
Huh.
The other one wouldn't actually show up until.
I might be drunker than I thought.
Go back to
And
reading
you're
my book.
making a face at me.
Nope, he just covers his face with a book and continues
It's
to read.
fine. Everything's fine.
I don't want to get into this right now.
Ian, you want a drink?
I have a hard enough time reading this without alcohol being involved. I think I'll pass. Thank you.
Okay. How's this one? And I pulled the other bottle out too, the butter wine.
So are you gonna down some of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some of the butter
Oh,
wine. I
okay.
want to taste it one too.
So that is like the butter part is more like butterscotchy and it's got a very thick viscosity. So while it tastes significantly better than you imagine this would taste, it has a similar thickness to if you just started drinking popcorn butter.
My mouth doesn't like how that feels.
It shouldn't. It's supposed to be used in things, not by itself. Like
Yeah, I like this other stuff better.
I love it. Um yeah, so you get drunker and drunker. Um Eric at some point will come back. Well, he's already there helping. Never mind. Um so yeah, you guys are able to when you are tired enough to bed down and stop researching, you are able to do so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wander and pass out in some hall somewhere in the castle.
Hall somewhere in the castle. Roll me a d12.
Took forever to roll. 7.
7. Okay. So you end up on the second floor, kind of like halfway down the hallway. You have found what looks to be uh, an extra guest quarters that is not currently being used. You know that it has recently been used because the top upper floors were full at the time when you arrived. Um, but it looks like housekeeping has done its job, and you don't actually make it to the bed before you pass out and face plant. So you're like halfway in the door and halfway in the hall.
Beautiful.
Does anybody get concerned and go find Paul? No. just the gnome.
Like, enough people around here know Paul now.
That's true. At some point, you do hear knocking on the door, and it is Callan who has picked up Paul. And
Oh,
I believe I have something of yours.
Am I still fluffy and blue?
Yes,
yeah.
it's an 8-hour thing.
Okay.
It's 8
Mhm.
hours.
It is.
So I'm blurry for 8 hours.
Well, the blue is 8 hours. The blurry is for an hour.
Oh.
Like each of those has some different time limits. Although you could potentially use that to your advantage if you wanted to. Uh, there's some things you might be able to have advantage on. But yes, the blue fuzzy teddy bear has now been delivered back to the room.
I'll tuck him into bed and put a little kiss on his forehead. And pat him on the head.
Sweet little Paul.
Cute fuzzy paw.
At some point, Eric will look over and be like, "Huh! Well, that's new." Just keep researching. All right. So you guys are able to get your long rest in and all of that good stuff. And the next
My hit
day at the
points back.
meeting, what was that?
Oh, sorry, talking to myself. I
Oh,
just said
okay.
I'll get my hit points back.
Yay!
Yay.
And the next day, breakfast is upon us, and the plan of action is being discussed. So it would probably be Claudius and Ren. Fern would probably be there as well for that one. It is it's a big enough group that it's definitely kind of splitting up to do different meals and stuff like that. Arton, who is one of the thieves, he's the hedgehog one, is there with Ziffel. Tix is not present currently. And then Yurgaggle and Estiel Callan and actually the Queen as well. So, it sounds in conversation like the intention is for the well of Razvir, which is the most questionable of the places, like literally because nobody here has been to the Airdy Islands. It is not a place that has been mapped or anything to that effect. It has only been reasonably recently discovered. So the old guard is at least intending, unless there is arguments, to take that one next. Eden? Yes.
Eden won't say anything, but he he definitely does not want Scylla going there.
Well, she's with the
She's with the other group. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, um so that takes it between the Black Mountains and the Sphinx, um, which would be out in Milladunny, in the deserts. Um, is there anything that you guys are weighing in on?
Has Paul woken up yet?
Good question. Has Paul woken up yet?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Paul
food.
gets drunk all the time.
True. And there's food at stake.
Yeah.
I think we had decided that we were going to do the library in the Black Mountains.
That was what had been discussed before.
Okay, and Ren is supposed to come with us to go to the Black Mountain, but I don't remember what's in the Black Mountain.
Probably
The
mountains.
breastplate?
Probably mountains.
Yeah, there's a sphere. You don't know what it does, but like in the vision, like it was a sphere that had some pretty great powers to it.
Okay, so that's the next objective. Um, can anyone give us any information about the Black Mountains? I'm unfamiliar.
I mean, they're mountains and they're black, right?
I assume that is yes. They're also not purple, which is important.
Both right on all counts. Ren speaks. That's actually one of the reasons that I will be accompanying you. There are some dangers that would make my presence useful because I already am aware of much of the flora and fauna of the area. It is a very wild and very um, erratic place. It's quite unpredictable. Um, there is an anomaly that happens that creates energy storms that can create a very unpredictable environment. Things within the anomaly can be drastically impacted. Um, in a moment's notice, you can be sped up to 5 times your normal speed, and then all of the sudden time can stop. Um, there are any number of things that could become problematic. It is a very unstable place. Um, there's also a large colony of Renethri who have settled there and made it their homes. Such began before the reformation of the uh, Celestial Council. So some are a bit extra cautious around outsiders.
And that for that particular case, I assume that you would actually be more a detriment than a help. Correct?
I've actually been working directly with the community along with Estelle.
Okay.
If we were going on a diplomatic mission, he would be the better person to have with. But I do have a good relationship with them, and I am fluent in the language. They are also well aware of my relationship with Tenez, who is very highly regarded in the community. So.
I just worried. I understand that there was some tension between the races, but if that's not the case, then
Oh, that certainly was the case. Just in this individual context, it is my presence is welcome there. They have appreciated me, and I appreciate them very much as well. It is a good, strong relationship, but they are cautious of newcomers. So being with someone who is highly regarded is a necessity.
do we have a
So
time
between my
frame?
language, what was
I
that?
apologize. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh. Between the language skills and my knowledge of the terrain, I believe that I'll be able to assist very positively for you.
Do we have a time frame for when we are leaving?
Effectively, as soon as you're ready, we had hoped to have a little more clarity when it comes to some of the possible in-house obstacles, but we've come up with nothing so far. Anyone have any ideas to offer?
I have one.
What's your idea?
We should bring some of this bacon. It's delicious, and we're on a pocket bacon.
That's true. We are out of pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon.
Bacon in your pocket.
Is that something you do frequently?
Frequently might be a stretch, but not by much.
Weird little people.
That was racist.
Yeah, that's not nice. Eden's not that little.
It's over at you.
I don't think Paul knows actually, for what it's worth.
Beg your pardon?
Nothing. Your pardon is begged.
Looks very confused. Very well. Um, I trust that you'll be coming with. He looks over at Eric and he seems enthusiastic. Like, wonderful. Yes, as soon as you're ready, we can perhaps begin that trek then.
Barring any solution to knowing why really should have been able to catch us. I think the faster the better.
I agree. I intend on having Melvin place us just on the other side of the mountains. Things can become complicated trying to teleport in there given the unstable nature of the place.
And, well, we'll lead out, I suppose. As far as I'm aware, we are ready.
Wonderful.
And he'll look at everybody else tapping.
Yeah, I believe so.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. He doesn't even bother asking Paul.
Paul's just like, let's go!
Paul's always ready.
Want to hit stuff. Yeah. I will collect Billy then, and we will go and make our way. So, yeah, he finds Billy, who at this particular juncture has vines for hair, and you're not totally sure why. She, she just shows up, just her cute little perky self, like,
All right, so I know the general vicinity. Well, you okay over there, buddy? What's the?
Sorry, there was a fly.
oh, no problem.
So, I know roughly the area we're trying to get you into. Um, be aware, could be a little rainy right now. I understand there are storms. So, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But, hey,
Put my hat on.
perfect. Also, I really like your hat. It's great. Okay, so Melvin, buddy, you gotta get us.
And she kind of fades into a mumble. You see her eyes go stormy, and you're pretty sure you hear the bag purr. She kind of like scratches it under the strap, and it starts to kind of loosen and fall open, and you have yourself another portal. It looks like this time it goes straight up into the air. So it's pointed at an oddly dark sky for the time of day. And there's actually like this weird play of physics that Paul did before where he would like go in and then go back out. So there's oddly colored, like it's still transparent, but like it's vaguely colorful water that's dripping down like rain, but then like going right back down. So it almost makes it look like a little fountain.
That's
Interesting.
Huh.
it's gonna be a little messy. Sorry.
Cannonball.
So since it takes him straight up into the sky and it's laying on the ground, there is now like a wet Paul doing this tucked in a ball between the two spaces.
Mm, mm, mm.
This great.
Yes. Okay, so I think I have to do the Foursquare thing and try to like throw him back down through, but sort of to the side so that he makes it through, but then goes so he's not bouncing back and forth.
Yep, that's probably a good way to go. Phew. And you are ejected, having gained an amount of momentum that's probably not healthy. Just kind of get ejected out the side this time and land in a tumble um, by kind of a rock ledge that looks like there is a little primitive trail there, and you just go up against the ledge and unfold.
No, at least I didn't throw him down a mountain.
No, the ledge is in his favor. So yeah.
Who who wants to go next?
So I'll grab hold of the ledge and sort of flip down into it and try and land on my feet.
Roll me dex save. That
Nope.
good, huh?
Yep. So there's gonna be this like moment of panic, and there's gonna be a flash of magic as I cast Feather Fall on myself to try and catch myself uh, on the other side. And it's just instinctive. I don't even think about it. Just wah!
So does this mean you're stuck in a hover?
It means whatever you want it to mean. You are the DM.
In my brain, if you fall through and then cast Featherfall, you're just slowly bobbing in between the two.
Ah, you two.
Okay.
Ball.
I'll hold out my sword for you to grab.
Don't give me the sharp end.
Oh, okay. And I turn it around.
There's a little bit of a tumble at the end, but it's not nearly the same without the momentum.
I mean, Featherfall is still active, so it's a slow motion tumble, if anything.
Oh yeah. Very controlled tuck and roll. Partially in the sky.
Yeah.
Eden is waiting. He wants to go last because he feels like it's going to be really ungraceful, and he doesn't want anybody really to see it.
I lean over.
Eric.
You guys coming?
Eric examines the situation and sits at the edge and like takes his scimitar out and wraps his arm around the lip and kind of stabs into the ground on the other side and just kind of hoists himself through. So he's like, he flips over and then uses that to just kind of give himself a little bit of an edge up. And doesn't put tons of pressure in, but that little extra oomph gives him something to push off of in that awkward gravity space. And he manages to pull that off okay.
Can I like lean over and reach my hand through to try to like offer a hand.
Totally.
Yeah, I do that. Actually, no, I don't do that. I reach through and I grab Eden's leg. Come on, man.
Oh, here, thank you. That, oh, that was disorienting.
Pop my head through. Look at Thea.
I was gonna dive through it, but never mind.
I mean, if you get that, if you do the dive before I get back, you'll have
Sure.
time.
Well, I was gonna fly up and then dive down.
I mean, you can if you want to.
No.
So I fly up, dive straight down.
Does
So
that mean you grab
Gravity-
Ren?
What's that?
Well, I was just thinking because the only person left is Ren.
Yeah.
So
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you do have a moment where like gravity acting the opposite direction is really weird, but you pull it off pretty gracefully. It feels real uncomfortable for just a split second as it makes that change, but visibly nobody sees how funky that feels. Um, and then Ren looks through and he goes incorporeal and it turns into like this black vapor and just and materializes on the other side.
yeah, I was waiting for Paul to try to like
Poke my
jump
head
in.
through. It's like, who else is coming?
Think that's it, buddy.
Okay. I get up and I look for a rock.
I mean, it's the mountains. There are a lot of rocks.
I literally I just want to see it go back and forth.
And so it does. Like this surprises Billy. He's just like, ah! And
Like, oh, okay. Now how do I,
like she keeps like putting her hand in to try and like kind of shove it off to the side. And it takes a few tries for her to get it and feel safe about it. So there's definitely like a weird boom, 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 kind of a phase to the physics of the thing.
God, Jason Baldwin would love to be able to see an experiment like this go down and like to see how the physics of this would work. But
Melvin
so-
physics are special physics, and I love them very much. There's so much very wrong with it. So yeah, once she finally manages to shove the rock out of the weird cycle that it is in, um, she'll just kind of like poke her head through.
like, okay, so as soon as you guys get back into spell distance, you just let me know, and we will make sure that either Melvin opens up for you, or we'll get you teleported. So be careful out there. It's
Thank you, Billy.
building up.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Just kind of waves, sticks a hand through and waves, and then the portal kind of collapses down.
So this is hell?
Oh, no, this is the stop before hell. We have a sphere to collect here before we can go to hell.
Oh, okay.
Yes, hell soon. Good
The
band name.
eagerness. What?
Good band name.
Hell soon. Hell soon. Your eagerness to climb into hell is, I don't know if I find it reassuring or concerning.
Oh, I've never been.
It should probably be both.
People keep recommending it to me, so I just figured it'd be time now is a good opportunity to go.
Who's recommended it to you?
Oh, all kinds of people all the time.
It dawns on him and he just starts like laughing. Like, I see. That makes more sense. I like you, Paul. You're an odd man.
And then I walk away. Okay.
Goes to so he'll kind of start you guys off. He'll pull his cloak up and protect himself from the rain and start you guys off. It's gonna be a bit of a long hike. because there's some pretty steep mountains. He knows where he's going, though theoretically, he is aware of where the colony is, and he's intending on starting there. Um, so have everybody roll me survival checks. I'm curious about something.
7.
7.
16.
7.
Oh,
21.
there we go. Okay. I mean, the 16 is pretty good too. Okay. So, I should roll for them.
Thea and Eden are indoor people.
And it's becoming very obvious. So yes, you are very clearly like, oh my gosh, the mud. So much mud. Mud everywhere. What the heck's with all this mud?
I lost my boot.
It should be
It's
tighter
just
than that.
stuck in the mud.
Eric will go and like find your boot and like pull it
Oh,
out.
thank you.
He'll hold out the boot for you to put your shoe back in, and he will relace it for you.
Oh, thank you.
The appropriate tension, and continue on about the way. Paul, you're getting a feel for this a little bit, like you can kind of tell where you're going. I mean, not just from the trail, but like you're catching that over the mountain light is working differently, and you're figuring out like, oh, I see where the valley is. That's probably like kind of where we're headed. And just generally with a lot of your survival skills that you've had to learn in other places, this feels familiar to you. This is not uncomfortable in the same way that it's uncomfortable for everybody
This
else.
is just another Tuesday.
Yep, you're on a march, man. That's what it is. You're on a march. Teffin, you are becoming a lot more aware of all of the nature around you getting weirder and weirder as you go.
Hmm.
Like you start seeing what looks to be carnivorous plants popping up that look significantly different than where the trail begins. Colors start shifting a little bit, and everything starts looking like it's, and Paul would notice this part too. Everything looks like it's through a little bit of a Technicolor lens. But because it is dark right now, or darker because of the cloud cover, it's Technicolor grimdark. But occasional bioluminescent things popping up here and there. It is an interesting place. You're getting a really good idea of where north, south, east, west is. Being able to feel the wind coming in from different angles. This is going to be a real tough hike, but you feel like you're understanding your surroundings better. So that's
How
nice.
how strong is the wind up here on this mountain?
Where you are right now, not too bad, but you can tell where you're going, like going up into the mountain a little bit more. It's picked up quite a bit as you climb in elevation, so there are quite a few
Is it
trees that are bent.
is the wind to our backs, or like what direction is the wind going compared to the direction we're traveling?
Right now, it is to like in your face.
Okay.
Headwind.
Yeah. So you're going into the wind. Did you have a something, Steven?
Oh, I just realized that if Eden pops his wings out when it's super windy, it's going to be problematic. But I don't think Eden has, strictly speaking, realized that yet.
Go fly a kite.
Paul had a
Have an
similar
Eden
idea.
kite.
I was thinking about flying too, but that's not. I feel like that's not going to work out for me.
Not flying into the wind, it won't.
Mhm.
Well, your flight is like just magical flight though, right?
Yeah, it's not wings or anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if it would affect you as much. I don't actually know here, but I just suspect that pulling his wings out would be a real bad idea as he get blown off the mountain.
He really wants him to not realize that and try. Uh, like, probably wouldn't kill him. He would definitely get like separated from the group a bit. Uh,
If at any point while we're going through the trek, the wind does come to our back, and Paul is going to take his cloak and he's going to jump in the air and like billow it out to try to have it see if it will carry him any distance.
Girl
Like
suit.
one of those flying squirrel like jumper
Yeah, kind of.
things.
I love it.
I
I
did
want
this
Paul to
as a
have a
kid
squirrel suit.
once when we first moved to England. We had this like weird, crazy, like huge like wind thing that came through. It was like once like the strongest winds like the country had had in like decades. And me and my brothers, we were out the soccer field, and all our friends, and we all had these giant jackets, and we literally we would stand at the edge of the soccer field where the little stands were, and we'd jump up and build the coats out, and it would literally carry us like 5 or 10 feet. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was amazing.
As a kid, this is magic.
Yeah, we were like super young, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So
That's amazing.
yeah, Paul totally would do that if he takes his, just kind of carry him up a little bit.
I feel like Paul is totally like kid Jason wish fulfillment.
A lot of it, yeah. Yeah.
Makes me happy. So, yeah, there are quite a few switchbacks going in and out. So there are definitely times that the wind is with you instead of against you.
Yeah.
And
When that happens, you just see Paul jump, billow his cheetah coat out, and go wee.
you see a tiny flying gnome.
Yeah.
He's not flying in the way that Eden flies, but definitely some flight there.
Oh, I think that's probably enough, like cognitive, like, oh, this would be a real bad idea for me.
Yeah, Ren definitely would stop you, but maybe not in time. He might have to catch you if you made that mistake. Uh, but yeah, there's there is a wind-powered gnome. Uh, I guess sometimes he's probably also wind-powered for other reasons, but this time it's legitimate wind. Um, just just jamming up the mountain, man. I'm gonna shoot you guys some of the cute little weird things that you guys see. Um, they tend to not necessarily mess with you or anything like that, but there are little critters here and there. Let's see, where is it? So there are a bunch of odd little like bats and let's see here. Things like this. Okay, I'm just gonna take a screenshot and send it into chat. Um, that could be cute. They could also be nightmare fuel. It just kind of depends on who you are, I guess. Uh, so there are a bunch of these, like, kind of hanging, trying to look like flowers. Um, oh yeah, there's my big old Venus flytraps. Um, some other,
Oh,
yeah, like the bat one's cute.
yeah.
Do the bats? Are the bats talking?
Actually, they probably would be.
Yeah, I start talking to the bats.
I love it. So is this something that you are like asking them questions, or are you
Sure.
just trying to get a vibe for?
Yeah, just hey, you mind if I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking for a magical spear.
Beer?
Spear?
Beer. I know
Yeah,
lots
it's magical. We have to destroy it. Do you know of any spears?
not spears. Don't no hunters with spears, but no magic spears. Well, maybe magic spears.
Is there there's a city around here?
Hmm. No city, but um um lots of people.
Oh, okay. Do they have spears?
Some.
They might have the spear we're looking for. Thank you. Oh, do you like bacon?
I do not know what bacon is.
I pull out a piece of pocket bacon.
Ooh. I will try bacon.
Here you go. Thank you for your help.
Oh,
Um, it like makes very audible chewing, like happy chewing noises, and says
thank you for bacon.
as
You're
you
welcome.
leave its proximity. Don't shake your head at me, Keith.
Let me ask you, Paul, can you actually understand them, or are you just hearing things in your head?
Well, how do you hear people?
Well, I hear
Do you
people
not
who
hear
can
people in
actually
your head?
talk. I can hear people who can actually talk.
Right. So do I. What
Animals can't actually talk.
are you talking about? Animals talk all the time.
Not to me, they don't.
Well, maybe you're just not listening to them.
Okay.
Actually speaking to the animals, Eric says.
What was that? Sorry?
He is actually speaking to the animals, Eric says.
He is. Huh.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
notice this.
It's like, how? You can barely speak English.
You barely speak to us.
Okay. That I will mark that down as something I did not realize Paul could do.
Quite intuitive in a great number of interesting ways.
Paul assumes everybody can speak to animals. Paul just assumes animals speak just like everybody else speaks.
My favorite is still when you talk to the bumblefuzz by shaking your butt at it.
I forgot about that.
I haven't. It delights me to no end. Uh, yeah, Ren does kind of snort when Eric says this, like not realizing that Paul could do this, um, but thinking that it's an interesting tidbit. Um, you guys, however, roll me a perception check.
My new dice are not being friendly to me today. 7.
7.
My old
Oh,
dice are
18.
not being friendly. 9.
goodness.
8.
What did you get?
18.
Wow. Goodness. Okay.
And I don't know if my 1 mile distance radius of vision makes any difference here, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be helped out by this. Um, so let me. There we go. As you're walking, you see a patch of big, kind of scary looking flowers that seem to be moving.
How far away?
And there's a bit of a growl. So they are. You saw the flowers before, but they did not seem to be moving until you got probably within 30 feet. So
Okay.
you're about 30 feet. And I am going to send a picture of what this looks like to you. Sorry. Boo. Pew. There are several of those, all kind of clumped together.
Don't like that.
This does not bode well.
Well, you don't see anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
the only
that's
one who
right.
noticed
Never
is
mind.
Paul.
Yes. Ren sees it, and Eric sees it, and Paul sees it. And that is it. As there's some rustling towards that direction, it's hard to catch because it is raining, so there's a lot of things that are rustling and being quite just muffled by the sounds of the environment around you. Ren will hold up a hand for everybody to stop. And gesture over to the flowers that stop, and you see them just kind of like rustling with the wind. Like, we have bloom beasts. If we're lucky, it's a bloom beast. If we're lucky, we can just pass on by and they're not hungry. But
Do we just give them some bacon?
let's call that a last resort. It's better for us if they just don't notice us. So hopefully this will be an easy enough thing.
Maybe
Yes.
pertinent question, which way is the wind blowing?
So
Like, if you put us in the center, is it blowing towards them, away from them?
So they are ahead of you. And right now the wind is at your back helping you out.
Okay.
So it's not directly in your path. It's like they're off to the side of the primitive trail. But it's blowing them that direction right now.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm curious. Okay. So he encourages you guys to just walk slowly through this space.
Tiptoe
Sorry.
past the tulips.
What was that?
Tiptoe past the tulips.
Yes, to tiptoe past the tulips. Indeed.
Yeah, because that's my
So-
strong suit right there.
Let me roll for them. There is a patch of several of them. It looks like only 4 of them are mature, though. Okay. One of them, as you get closer, the flower kind of lifts up, and you feel like it turns to you. And I would like for you to all roll me initiative.
Ooh, 2 very bad rolls. A 6.
6.
12.
So 1 plus 5, also 6.
Well,
I'm
you
assuming
go before
Paul's-
me because I've only got a +3. So
Oh, okay. So that
11.
is-
Guys,
Wow.
solid. We're bringing up the rear, guys.
Dude.
I get advantage
Hopefully
on
Ren
initiative
did
rolls,
better.
and I rolled a freaking 3 and a 1.
Hey.
I'm just busy eating pocket bacon, I guess.
No.
Not paying
NPCs
attention
are
to what I'm
going
doing.
first.
Okay. So, Ren tries to guide you by these things without setting any of the bloom beasts off. So he and Eric both hold their action. They rolled higher than the bloom beasts, but the beasts do end up rearing back. You feel the whole. It looks like the bush is shuddering right before they leap out towards you. So depending on how you guys feel, we can do this combat. They're not like super big crazy grizzly guys. Or if you're tired, like we can pick up at the combat next time.
You tell me how you guys feel.
I am good either way. I don't anticipate this being a hugely long combat. You are massively outnumbering them. I guess not massively, but enough.
Now,
I think
Okay.
we can probably take care of these guys relatively quick, unless we keep rolling like we did for initiative.
There's that. There is that. Um, okay. So they're going to attack, but they're not going to get very far because the other two were holding their actions. So, you see. Well, Eric just whiffs in the air. He is still taken off guard by this thing jumping out at him and does not actually land his hit. Ren, though, slashes through one of them, and I mean, it's still certainly up, but it is an angry little guy now. Let me write down this. Okay. So the hook leg on one of these guys is now largely severed, but it seems like it starts to almost like knit back together on the leg. And then lunges back in for an attack. So this is going to be Jeez, okay. They have multi-attack. I just rolled for 2 of them. Okay, finally, one of them. One of them is going to get 1 hit. Dear Lord, I could not roll above a 5 except
Ugh.
for one of those rolls. Okay. So you see the one that just got tagged by Ren sinking his claw into him on his leg. So that's that, and that is going to bring us to Thea.
so there's how many of them?
So there are 3 mature ones that are attacking.
Okay.
The other ones seem like they are not moving.
Okay. So the one that hurt Ren, I will hex him. So he will have disadvantage on everything. Disadvantage on everything.
Awesome.
Disadvantage on Archon checks.
On all the things.
Let's go with a disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
You got it?
And then I will, so then that gives me an extra d6 damage. And then I will cast Chill Touch on him.
Awesome.
A range spell attack. Oh, that's not going to be great. 15.
That's actually the button.
All right. So he will take 2d8 damage plus a d6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage.
Awesome.
And he cannot regain any hit points until the end of my next turn. I think.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Yes,
Okay.
until the end of my next turn.
Very good. Excellent. So that's going to end up bringing us to Tevin.
All right. And there are 4 of them, you said? 3. 3. Okay. I will. How close together are they?
So they were in a patch. 2 of them jumped forward to attack. One of them was still attempting to attack, but did not jump out like the other 2.
Okay.
So
Are they within 10 feet of each other?
2 of them are, yeah.
2 of them are? Okay. I will target those 2, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Where's my con? There it is. Ooh. Well, now I roll high. So that's an 18 and a 19.
Okay.
So that's funny.
So there is this sort of crack of thunder, sort of right in between them, as I'm casting Shatter. They'll
Nice.
take 9 points of damage. That is halved already. Each of
So
them
what is
will.
the range on Shatter?
The range is 60 feet. It is a 10-foot sphere.
Okay, so it's easy enough to keep the other 2 from being in there.
Yep.
Did how much damage?
Uh, they'll each take 9 points of thunder damage.
Okay. Deal. All right. That is Eden.
So I'm gonna try something that is either gonna end this fight immediately or make it a whole lot worse.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna cast Plant Growth.
On these things?
Well, and everything else around them, so they're hopefully just gonna get like inundated into a bunch of trees and other plants and things.
That one out for me. What's the verbiage on plant growth?
Sorry, what?
What's the verbiage on plant growth?
Okay. Um, uh, 2 possible uses for the spell, immediate or long term. We're doing the immediate. It is using 1 action. All plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. You can exclude 1 or more areas. If you cast, and then yeah, that's it. Because the other one is for the long-term 8-hour thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, technically they are fae. They are not plants. So the area around them should still, like, it should envelop them without making them bigger and more terrifying, since they count as fae.
Well, see, I was thinking like if it works on them, then maybe like suddenly their limbs will like the wrong size, you know. But
It's a really
but if
cool
they're
thought.
fey, then
Yeah, like this is gonna slow them down. Um, but yeah, these are fake creatures. They are not actually plants.
that's worth a shot.
Yeah. But they are now like surrounded by, well, I guess you're all surrounded by a lot of
Um, so I
really
will
overgrown
exclude
plants.
exclude the pathway that we are on
Nice.
because we need to be able to pass through. But
You hear Ren kind of laugh behind you. It's like, ha, it was already rough. This is I'm sure this ecosystem will be just fine after this. Like having not seen anybody do this to realize it's temporary. Like, what could possibly go wrong? Just oozing
it is
sarcasm.
not temporary.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah.
So everything in a 100-foot radius is like super overgrown now,
Yep.
except for the
So
pathway that we're on.
yep. It's just this. Yeah. That's gotta work. This what could possibly go wrong? Um.
Okay, and so having determined the direction of the wind,
Uh-huh.
I have another question. If
Uh-huh.
I was to unclip my cloak, just a real quick unclip, and then like toss it into the wind, he is trying to effectively blind one of them with his cloak of feathers that Paul made him by just like tossing it into the wind at them. I don't know, like I've already used an action, so if this could be a bonus action, it would be the only way he can do it.
Roll me a perception check.
Killing it tonight. So that is a 19.
Okay. I'm a little disappointed because I wanted you to do this anyway. They don't have eyes.
He assumes that they have to see somehow he's doing it.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I will allow this because it's weird and wacky. So why the hell not? Yeah. I guess roll me an attack roll for an improvised weapon.
Using deck?
Yes.
Okay, 18.
Question mark. Yeah. Okay. So one of them lands on one of these weird guys. Um, it sure does. It
And it now
lands.
has a cloak.
Yep, there is now a cloaked crazy flower beast
Covered in
thing
feathers.
covered in feathers. Very bright, obnoxious Elton John style feathers. I love
It's
this.
my turn.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, okay. So that brings us to Paul. Hit some.
Well, now that these things are like completely swarming, overgrown with plant life, can Paul even breach them?
Okay.
I mean,
Read.
your movement is just quartered, and you have a huge amount of movement.
I mean, that is
That is
true.
true. Yeah, so if you guys were staying reasonably close knit as a group, you would be within your turn round. Like, honestly, all of you would still be within your turn. Um, and the path for you is not obstructed. So, yeah, so you could get up to them pretty quickly. They would struggle getting to you, but you definitely have the room to close that gap.
Okay, yeah, I close the gap and I rage, reckless, and great weapon master attack this thing.
Sweet. Awesome.
Okay, that's much better. Let's see. That would be a 21. Yeah, 21 to hit.
Yes.
And I'm using the Arboretum, the plant sword.
Very nice.
And that's 2d6. And, 16 points of damage.
Is this for
Sorry,
the one that's
26 points of damage because of Great Weapon Master.
okay, 26. Are you aiming for the one that's already more injured or
I just said just whichever one's closest to me.
okay, probably the second one. And you said 26?
Yep.
Okay, so that's okay. Good deal, good deal. Awesome.
And then second attack.
Same one?
Yeah, it'll be the same one. That'll be 22 to hit.
Oh, certainly.
That'll be 19 points of damage.
Nice.
So the path that we're walking on, like this mountain, because it's mountainous terrain that we're on, correct? Like,
Yes.
how are we on? Like, is there like a sheer side that we're near, or is it just is it still a pretty good size path on and
I
spacious on
wouldn't
the other
say that
side?
it's a pretty good size path. It's a pretty narrow footpath, but it's not like a sheer drop. You are doing a bunch of switchbacks getting up the mountain. Ren probably by this point will have told you that there is a part that you're pretty much going to be rappelling on the other side, but you're
Okay.
not there yet.
Yeah, yeah. Those will be my attacks, and I will stay engaged with this fellow.
Okay, good deal. All right, so that's going to be. Okay, yeah. Ren just absolutely takes a chunk out of the one that he is in front of. Uh, and Eric actually hits with that in the second. So that's gonna do another little chunk of damage to the second one. There is one that hasn't taken any damage. There is one the one in front of Ren is looking really rough. Um, okay, so got that. So both of them took theirs. Thea, you are next, my dear. Oh wait, hold on. Bad guys. I forgot bad guys.
Ah.
That's kind of an important thing. So, the one that Paul hit is going to turn the tables onto Paul. And let's see. Oh, I think both of these are probably going to hit. That is going to be a. Oh yeah, these are +7 to hit. So yeah, that's going to be above a 20 for both of them.
Oh yeah, they're definitely hitting me. Oh, they get advantage too. Anything that's attacking me gets advantage.
Oh, nice. Let's see if one of them gets a 20. Oh, one of them does. Oof. Okay, so that's going to be 8 plus 4. Oh, nice. Okay. So you got 12 slashing damage
Good.
plus 16 poison damage.
Okay. Then do I
Let's
need
get
to
you
save
with some
against
claw.
poison?
What's that?
Do I need to save against the poison
Um,
to be poisoned? I know not all poison damages cause the condition poison. So
it does not have that listed as being something that you do in this situation.
okay, all
So
right.
for right now, you are simply poisoned. Okay. And the one that is struggling so much is going to exhale a cloud of spores,
Oh, good.
and all of you need to make
Yeah.
a con save.
That was good.
Ooh, non-natural 20.
Nice.
23.
Paul?
I breathe those spores in deep.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
Oh, buddy.
Just
Okay.
Natural 20 plus 6.
Very nice.
Yay.
Okay. So, you are wrecked with psychic dissonance for 1 minute. At the end of each
oh
of your
no.
turns, you fall prone. Well, you fall prone during this time, and you're going to take 3d8 psychic damage. You can, however, repeat your saving throw at the end of each turn cycle to see if you can break through it earlier.
Okay. This will probably be a disadvantage for me, right?
Poisoned, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, not because of the poison, because of my background. Psychic damage.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because it's
think
not
so.
mustard gas, but
Yeah, but you are, yeah, the with the inhalant there, I think that stands to reason.
Yeah.
Um, thankfully this is a
Stop
pretty,
helping
oh,
her.
never
It
mind.
is her against us.
I am an honest player.
So that's 13 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
All right. And then the one other one is going to pursue gonna go over and try and pursue Eden. It tries to take 2 claw attacks and it fails. So
it's blinded. Of course it fails.
of course it's a 5 and a 1, man. It's super blind. So yeah. Um
It's got a feather cloak. It can't see me.
yep. Yeah, the feather cloak, it's doing its job. I'm pretty sure it's a different one that's feather cloaked, but that's fine.
Oh,
At least in my head it was. We'll call it this one. That works. So that's gonna bring us to. Okay, Thea. Now it's your turn.
With all of the plant growth and everything, are any of these creatures, like, are we still able to see them pretty well?
Yeah, all considered, like they have gigantic purple flowers on top of them, so
Okay.
they're not doing themselves any favors in the stealth departments.
All right. Well, then let's do an Eldritch Blast. I'll do one at the one that Ren and I have already hit. And then another one. Did you say there's one that hasn't taken any damage?
Yeah, there's one that hasn't taken any.
Okay,
One
so
bringing it through.
one blast at him, and then one blast at the one that me and Ren have hit.
Go for it.
Oh, both 17s. So
Oh, nice. They will both hit.
they will both hit. I like that. Okay. And then it is a D10 plus some stuff. Oh, 15 to, let's say, to the one that me and Ren have hit. I don't know if I needed to call that before. Sorry.
You are doing just fine as far as that goes, and that's gonna put that one down.
What? And then 12 to the other one.
All right. Good.
And then, because that one went down that I had hexed earlier, I will move my hex over to the one that I just hit, the one that had just taken damage.
way to remember your hacks. I always forget mine.
Those are so easy
Oh,
to
I
forget.
didn't even count the damage. I should have rolled more damage to the one that
Oh,
me and Ren hit, but it was already down.
that is okay. Yeah, you killed it good anyway. Very nice. Okay, Teffin.
So is the
Unless you had something else, Thea.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
so they've kind of spread out now, yeah?
Now there's a little bit of distance between your one that's still alive and or the one of the pair that's still alive and then the other one. So they're probably about 15 feet. Sorry, 15 feet apart.
Okay. In that case, there's going to be a click, a whir, and a whine, and this beam of light is going to shoot out of my chest at the first one. But a 10 is going to miss. So I'll reset. Try again.
Spray and pray, Keith. Spray and pray.
I gotta buy you some new dice next time I go to a con. The
Apparently.
gifted ones always work better.
I mean,
Apparently.
Keith, are you in the DM chair right now?
I am in the DM chair.
If
Maybe
you
it's
just
the-
reach over, like right next to you, there's a bunch of dice on your metal table.
I'm not downstairs, no.
Oh, dang it. Okay. was gonna say,
So,
all like a bunch of my dice are right there. You could use them.
no,
Don't you
thank
dare
you.
touch his dice.
No, thank you.
Don't you bring that curse into our house.
So,
No.
It's sitting in your house
so
currently.
I completely
But he
miss
hasn't
with both
touched it. It
shots.
doesn't count. I'm sorry.
That is okay. Um, oh, hmm. Yeah, no, can't do that. So, okay, that's my turn.
Alrighty. So that brings us to Eden.
How does Paul look?
Prone.
Like just like he fell over, or is it clear that like
I
Um,
probably haven't had a chance to react yet, right? Because this is all
yeah.
moving so fast.
You saw him drop down. Um,
okay,
yeah, you probably can't get a good read just yet on the
either
situation as to
way.
why.
Either way, he's down. So I am moving away from the one that I'm with, and I'll take the opportunity attack for it, but I'm moving to go help Paul.
Oh, wait. Okay, say that again. I think I accidentally
Mhm.
muted you.
Oh, yeah. I
Nope.
am moving to go help Paul.
Okay, there you go. Okay, say that one more time. I didn't mute you. I just accidentally turned you all the way down.
Gotcha. I will take the opportunity attack. I am moving away to go help Paul.
Okay, good deal. So that is gonna be 1/lash. Oh, I don't know. Is a 15 enough to hit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's gonna be where to go. That's gonna be 4 plus. So that's 4 plus 4, so 8 slashing and 11 points of poison.
Okay, so 19 points. Okay. So he'll sort of just ignore that, shrug it off, and then he's gonna go to the back side of this thing that was attacking Paul. And he'll take 2 swipes at it.
All right, go for it.
Uh, First one is a natural 1 miss.
Oof.
The second one is an unnatural 20.
That's certainly gonna hit. Oh, and to clarify, Paul, I think I said it wrong before. It's poison damage. You do not have the poisoned condition.
Okay.
I realize now that there is a difference between those two things. When I read it before, my brain didn't differentiate.
Actually, on that first miss, I'm gonna use one of my sword's abilities. Let's prolong. I'm going to re-roll that one with Fate's Guidance.
Do it nice.
And that is a natural 20. So from a 1
Oh,
to a 20.
very nice. Well, that turned it around. Fate likes you.
Apparently so.
Fight it yourself.
Even if my dice don't.
Perfect use of that ability right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was 26. Plus each. Okay, so the first one is going to take 12, 22, 27 points of damage. From the first strike, that natural 20. And then from the second one, it will take 14.
And this is all going to the same one?
Yeah, all the one that Paul was or that was attacking Paul.
That one is now down. It can look however you want it to.
Ooh, okay. So he's left the one that is covered in a brightly colored cloak. So he will basically just run. He sees Paul on the ground, and so he's going to run with his sword in front of him and just stab it through into the ground. And then he's going to take his hand and he's going to basically like shove it off to pull his sword out. And then he's going to go to Paul, and I'm going to give Paul a bardic inspiration. And he's going to try to just flip Paul over and immediately try to check his pulse, but I assume that'll have to be next turn.
Yes, and hopefully he'll make his save on this turn, so he won't have to. Uh,
We'll see.
so
Do,
that will
do I
bring
take
us
the
to Paul.
damage first and then make the save?
So
Do I
let's
make
see.
the save, and if I save, I don't take the damage?
Let me see how they word that. Okay, so it's at the end of the damage thing. So we're gonna do the damage first, which is 3d8. So that's 13 points of psychic damage, and then you make your save again.
Okay, so 13 points. Okay. And disadvantage. Yeah, that's not going to do it. I just rolled a 4. And it's what type of save? A con save?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an 8.
You also have a D8 Bardic, though.
Do I have the capability of using Bardic Inspiration in this situation?
I mean, it's a save.
Like, I just don't know how the house rules are for this. So,
I mean, by the book, I think it would count as such. Like if you apply the, well, I have to be inspired by my teammate, like the real world kind of a thing. It doesn't quite work, but mechanics wise, I think that it still works. So
okay. That's a 9 total altogether. Yeah, so I am like on the ground gasping for breath, like full on gasping for breath. And immediately, like after coming up and like grabbing my throat, like I start searching, like sword thrown, just gone, and I am like searching through my pack, pulling everything out, just like throwing like all my stuff is coming out. So like gold gets thrown, the magic flask, bottles of liquor, bottle of wine, like even my immovable rod gets tossed. Like as I'm like searching in this pack and for something that is not in there.
nice, good flavor. Okay, that's gonna bring us back up. Jeez. Ren is distracted by what's going on with you, apparently, and rolled a 2. That's painful. It's hard for him to miss. Okay. And Eric also misses, distracted by Paul's situation he's got going on here. Which brings us to our one standing bad guy, who is going to I think he would probably be closest to
To the back
Eden.
of Eden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Given that Eden, he is not prone per se, but he is down like on one knee. I might argue that it would have advantage because he's also not paying it any attention.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I could see that being a thing. Oh, this one's gonna hit. Yeah. Okay, so that is gonna be so that's 7 points of slashing.
Okay.
And then so 10 points poison damage. And that's all it can do. And that's going to bring us to Thea.
So there's only one left.
Yes.
Okay. If that's not the one that I had hexed, I'll move my hex over
It
to that.
still is the one that you have hexed.
Gotcha. Eldridge Blast.
Get away.
Hey, away. That is going to be 25 for 1 to hit.
Nice, yes.
and 15 for the second.
15 is the button.
Sweet. So that is a D10. So that is 4 damage on the first hit and 13, 14 points of damage on the second. That's force and necrotic damage. I meant to say
Very good.
that.
Very, very good. Okay. And Teffin, redemption arc. Let's go. You got this.
I believe in you.
Hit him with something good, man.
All
Oh, hit
right.
me with
Well,
something good.
so there's still the two of them, yeah.
Just one, and it's
One now.
directly behind me.
Just one.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, lightning launcher. Uh, unnatural 20
There we go. That's more like it.
for 9 points of damage.
Very good.
9 points of lightning damage. And then second attack. 13 is not enough, is it?
No, not quite. You okay over there?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm just wondering because like I am right behind this thing.
If it's a bad enough roll, it arcs instead and hits Eden.
Like ricochets off and
Yep. Exactly. All right. Speaking of Eden,
Eden is ignoring it behind him. Like he takes the hit and he'll sort of reach back and shove at it, but he's more focused on Paul. So Paul is clearly breathing because he's panicking. He's gonna immediately like grab Paul's chin and try to pry it open to see if there's any obstructions that he can see since he seems to be choking.
That's going to be really tough because Paul is in full panic. So
Yeah.
then,
And that so if he can't immediately get you to calm down enough to let him open your mouth, he's
yeah.
say that
So
last part again. You froze for me. Oh, say that last part again. Can you hear me?
I don't have sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Okay, it says sound's going through. Suddenly I lost sound for you guys. Hang on.
So while he's getting that figured out, just sign context for you, Danny. I am struggling to not breathe anything in.
I can definitely tell that Jason is like, but I got nothing.
I'm going to fight that. Like
Okay, so you're trying not to breathe.
I am trying my best not to breathe. Like I
Okay.
am searching for a gas mask. I am trying my best not to breathe anything in. So I am clamping my mouth shut as tight as I possibly can.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let him get his audio sorted. Can you hear us? Hello, parrot. Wakey, wakey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragdoll gal.
I don't think he likes your singing.
Rude. I mean, if that was my if that was what I had to offer, I would probably not like my singing either. Looks like we're gonna trade out a headset real quick. I like that flavor, Paul. Good job.
Just
Let's see.
I figured under the circumstances what he's trying to do, that any attempt to try to open his mouth and cause him to breathe is going to be seen as an attack.
Totally makes sense. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I
La
can.
la la. Aha! There
I
we
know
go.
the speaker is really bad though,
Oh,
which is why I don't usually use these ones. Can you hear me at all?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
I hear you
We
just
hear you
fine.
great.
Okay, sorry, I have no idea what happened. The sound cut out, and then when I turned it off and turned it back on, it started screeching.
Oh
Oof.
dear, that's not cool. Okay,
So sorry, I missed uh what Paul was saying.
so I missed the last part of what you said because you kind of blinked out for a minute
Okay.
and or froze for a minute, and then the things you said weren't. I missed some of what you said before you
Gotcha.
realized there was a problem.
So basically, if he can't like super quickly get Paul to open his mouth, he's just gonna cast Hold Person.
Okay. Um. So that's what kind of save is that?
Um, Wisdom saving throw.
Probably gonna say you're probably gonna auto fail that.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it's. I've got one focus. Nothing else that matters in this world to me right now than just this exact problem I've got. So
The catch is gonna be he's casting hold person to you in a held position where your jaw is like shut.
yeah, I've
Um,
clamped myself with the inability to breathe, um, which reading the book has some other interesting situations in it. So
oh, okay. Let's see here. So, like, specifically inability to breathe, or
yeah, so
what?
it's like I want to say, was it Warren? Hold on, I'll have to look it back up. I think it's page 185 in the Putnam's Handbook.
Should be.
Maybe not 185.
Oh, that's not
No,
where I
it's not
wanted to search.
185.
What are you trying to get at?
So Paul thinks he's been surrounded by mustard gas.
Mhm.
So Paul actively is clamping down his windpipe, like shutting the breath down
Yeah.
to try to get a gas mask. If whole person is cast on him, he can't breathe now. And so there's like specific rules in D&D about how long you can hold your breath.
Yeah, it's your con save.
Yeah, it's like a minute plus, or it's like how many you get one round. Every round is like for how many you have plus to your con, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, so I basically would have, technically, I guess I would only have 3 rounds now because I've already gone one round with my constitution. And then you literally drop to 0 hit points. There's no like anything else. Like if you don't breathe, if I don't breathe within 3 rounds,
Okay, interesting. Okay, that's. I mean, there's the argument of like then you automatically start breathing, so
Yeah, 'cause you
you're
pass out.
yeah, you would pass out. That is fascinating.
well, I
That's cool
think
though.
like you would pass out. Like, because I think it's basically more for like drowning. Like, I think that's kind of the effect that it
Hmm.
usually comes under is
That makes
drowning.
sense.
So, how long you
Yeah,
can hold your breath for? So, but in the case where if I can't draw a breath now physically, like,
yeah,
so
yeah. That is interesting. Like once your brain turns off, in your case, you're gonna start breathing again because it's the psychic damage that's messing with you
yeah.
and convincing you that that's the case. But yeah, the passing out thing would still have to happen first. That's cool. Okay. Um, so that was your go, right? Like you just
Yeah,
failed the
and
save and we're back around.
he's gonna
Yes.
zap him, and then he's gonna try to pry his mouth
Neat.
open to see uh if there's any obstruction there.
All right. So that's gonna be an opposed strength check. And Jason, you're gonna have advantage on that because you are like
Paralyzed?
held in the fight. So yeah, you are
Okay.
altered.
It's not my best roll.
Oh, that's not gonna be visible, is it?
No.
There we go.
There you go. Good. That's a
Very
good roll
nice.
for you. I rolled a 15.
Very, very good. Okay. So you are able to actually force his jaw open to search for obstructions.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there are none. Um,
I
so you can
assume I won't
still.
be able to drop it until next turn, so he'll just be trying to clear his throat, like doing the two finger slide across, and there's nothing
Gotcha,
there.
gotcha. Yep.
I love how we're like doing CPR in D&D. Like, she's like, I cast the healing spell, and it's like, nope, CPR. Like, hit the
Obstructions.
airways, tilt the head,
I love it. I love it.
chest compressions.
Okay, and let's see. So that was Eden's. Um, okay, and that brings us back around to Paul. Did I skip you and go back to you, Eden?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I think Paul took
Okay,
his
so yeah.
damage, and then it was me, or maybe it was the other way around.
no,
Was it not Paul's
we went
turn?
another round through. Yeah, so it's back to Paul.
Okay, so we've just been another round now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you need to roll your damage, and then I need to do my con save.
All right. So that's gonna be oh wait, I missed one.
Man.
It's gonna be 14 points.
Okay. Okay. I do not make it. I rolled a 7.
Dang it. Okay.
And then you would make another wisdom saving throw against the whole
Oh, there
person.
we go. And would this be at disadvantage as well? Because I'm not
Yeah.
concentrating on it, or
I would almost say it's an auto fail.
yeah,
Like you're still stuck in panic mode.
sure. Okay.
Okay.
That's good. I
So
don't
that
want to have my fingers bitten off all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
to Ren. He's able to get a really solid hit on that thing. And it is looking hurt. He's gonna shove Eric over towards Paul. Like, get him seen to. So Eric going. He's gonna heal you for 9 points. So he's gonna drop down and heal you for 9 points. And then Thea, it's your turn.
Does it have a turn first?
Um,
Oh, yes, you are correct. Sorry. Huh?
his little butt in there.
And it's not within its threshold where it's going to do the spores yet. So it is going to. Oh, well, it's going to miss on its first one.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
good.
going to miss on its second one. That is a 2 and a 3. So it is lashing out, and you are still. Well, I mean, if you were paying attention, you would still be convinced it's because its coat is your coat is over its eyes, and
Yeah,
it doesn't.
naturally.
Yeah. So yes, Thea. Nothing has changed.
Eldridge Blast.
Get it.
Oh, not so good. 16 and a 15. No, 13. Sorry. So one hits.
Okay, good deal.
It's hexed.
Huh?
Is this one hexed?
Yeah, it's hex.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the only one that's left. So it's a D10. So that is 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
It's looking real rough. Very nice. And it's not going to get another turn before it goes down, probably, unless everybody misses. So it won't get to spore. Tevin.
So there's a crack of thunder as I cast Shatter again. It needs to make a con save.
Oh, it's a 19. What was that?
Is that gonna hit like me and Ren and maybe Paul.
He can position it in
I
such a
can
way that it's
position it so
not.
that it's only going to hit the
Okay.
creature. So
If he wants,
it made the
but this
save.
Yeah, but you could
Yeah, it
also
made
just
the
kill
save.
us and be done with it.
So it's only
how
going to
much?
take 5 points of thunder damage.
Oh, it is so close to being dead. It's just silly.
So the real
Uh,
question we need to ask Eden is, did he get an offer, and how much was it?
Right. 10 million gold pieces goes a long way.
all right, Eden.
Eden will drop his spell, so you are no longer paralyzed.
That's good.
And
Maybe.
his fingers are also no longer in your mouth.
That part's definitely good.
That's smart.
Uh, and let's see. So it's still like once the spell drops, do you immediately go back to like searching yourself
Yeah,
for
yeah. I'm immediately like searching for the mask.
okay. I don't think Eden would have any idea. Um, okay, we're gonna try something else then. Um, we are going to try. Where did it go? Okay. It's from essentially it doesn't actually help. Never mind. So I don't know what I can do, so I'll drop some healing into you from my sword. 1d6 plus 3. 2d6 plus 3. So you'll gain another 7 hit points.
Okay.
And Eden is at a loss for what it is you're looking for and doesn't feel like he can help, so he will. Oh, they'll probably give you another bardic inspiration. And I think that'll have to be it, because I didn't actually write down like what the healing takes, like whether it's an action or not, but I assume it's an action. Um, so a bonus action will give you another D8 bardic. That's it.
Okay.
So, Paul. Oh, that's a low roll. So that's just 4 points of damage.
Okay. All right. Jeez
Right.
Louise. 9.
Oof.
Is that
So
with the
that,
extra D8?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
and you had
So
3 rounds of that?
yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
round 3.
Yep. So Paul goes unconscious. And
Yeah.
gonna wrap us back up to Ren, who is sick to death of this thing at this point. Oh yeah. And just like flips the blade into a different position in his hand and just right through the center of the thing, kills it. Um,
Does he destroy the feathered cloak?
as he does, odds he does not. It is an odd. So no. It's a little damaged, but it's not destroyed. Um, all right. So so it is going to dump. He's gonna dump another Eric, that is, sorry. He's going to put 12 back into you, so you do have hit points again.
Okay.
You got your, at least, you are bouncing back to being okay.
Guess that's one way to hard reset.
Yeah, right?
Well,
Uh,
I mean, does it hard reset me, or do I still have to make a saving throw?
So you are, because this is a spore situation, you still have to make saving throws until that time is up. Or something else intercedes.
Okay.
So, we
So you go
are.
unconscious, you wake up, and immediately,
It's terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from like if you were viewing this sort of interaction in real life, this would be horrifying to
It would be
see.
so terrible. It would be so
Golly.
terrible. Oh man. Um. Okay.
Well, listen, Paul was going to die eventually. Well, stupid things he does, right? So
Don't worry, we won't let you die. We'll just keep you in a perpetual cycle of going unconscious and getting revived.
living through this horrible experience.
Thea, that's gonna bring it to you. I think Eric has done all he can on this turn.
Okay. Is the creature, is it still up, or
The creature is now deceased.
it's deceased? Okay.
So now you just have a crazy Paul.
We just have a crazy Paul. Okay. I mean, he's got some hit points, so spare the dying isn't gonna help. I don't really have. I don't think a healing potion is gonna do anything. That's all I've got.
Although, if
Huh?
from a mechanical standpoint, it would make sense to do Spare the Dying when she's unconscious, because that will keep him unconscious.
Yeah, right. But
But
he's conscious now, so it's not gonna help
yeah,
us. So I'm going to start casting detect poison and disease as a ritual. I mean, that's all I got, so it'll take 10 minutes. But it should tell me what kind of poison is affecting him, and then hopefully from that I can glean an antidote.
gosh, 10 minutes of this would be
It's gonna take 10
Terrible.
minutes.
not that
And
Paul
his
is super sane now, but like
it's true.
Yeah.
And his stuff will pass before that. Find. There we go. So it's for a solid minute, which you are at least probably by this point, you're getting close to halfway there. So, like, he will probably be better by the time you have done this, but it's also maybe not a bad idea just in case. That
It might
way.
be good future knowledge to have.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay.
we're gonna carry on with it, I think.
Yes. Okay. Teffin, do you got anything?
So the enemy is down, yes?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to cross over to Paul, put a hand on his chest, and cast Lesser Restoration.
Nice. Okay. So that is going to be. That's. What conditions does that do? I get that one in greater.
Can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay. So with the poisoned part of that, we're going to say that this counteracts the spores. So you are, because there is not like a condition for spore crazied. So poisoned makes the most sense for that.
Okay. So I'm not taking the damage anymore, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you have broken the cycle. The damage is not happening anymore, and you are able now to kind of start working yourself down off of the crazy high ledge and the massive adrenaline jump you just had.
Okay. So do I need to try to save to get out of it on my next go still?
You would be freed from it at this point because he has counteracted the effect of the spores.
Okay.
So you should be okay. I mean, you still might not be right for a couple of rounds while you
No,
recover.
probably not. Probably not going to be right for a while. Um, After that experience, do I hit? I'm assuming I hit a level of like one level of exhaustion at least.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you now have the exhausted condition with the one level of that. And now we are out of initiative, and Paul is no longer having to count rounds.
So
Good job,
Paul will
Tef.
come out with Aiden about to start like CPR and mouth to mouth.
I just push you off me and like, what the hell? What?
I don't like you like that.
What do you think I am?
Are you okay, Paul?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh man, that was I got hit really hard.
They they look a little confused by it too. Ren seems not at all phased or confused by this. I mean, he was definitely concerned and wanting Paul to come out of it, but like he does not look like this is a mystery at all.
So I go to open my pack to look for a drink and notice
It's
all
empty.
my stuff is not there, and just kind of lay back on the ground and just kind of like take some deep breaths.
Eden will pull out his a water skin of really gross, like beer, wine, or whatever, and hand it to you.
Yeah, I just drink it all.
Ren will start collecting your things and put them back in your bag. Um, it's the spores. They uh, they can take over your mind if you're not careful. Um,
Mm.
he just kind of pats Paul on the shoulder. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Go through what? Why is everybody looking at me?
Because we were really worried, Paul.
I just got knocked down. Geez, you guys are weird. And I stand back up and grab my pack. Come on.
We rest, um, maybe just up the way out of all of this. Eric says. Um, Ren kind of nods, like that. At least a short rest to catch our wind and gather our thoughts is probably not a bad idea. We can just sit, have a drink. He'll hold up the other bottle that Paul had. Have a drink.
That bottle is a fire breath liquor bottle, and he probably.
Nice. We'll just burn the whole place down. When in doubt, breathe on the plants. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Um, we can rest for a moment once we're clear of this area, um, and we know that we're safe, and then carry on after we've had a moment. And
Yeah,
it is
Paul
like
just starts leading the. Yeah, Paul's just immediately he's walking like and moving forward, and not even looking back to see if anybody's following. He's just going.
they do. They will follow. Make sure you don't get too far ahead. And that seems like a good spot for the night since I know it's an hour ahead for you guys. Good job not dying, everybody. Couple close calls as of late.
I got 12 hit points.
Okay.
You need to rest.
Yes.
I got 12 hit points and I got hit one time.
That's
Oof.
I think that I've found some good balancing acts with things as far as like they have to hit hard, but they can't be freaking invincible. And like that's been helpful in the balancing act. I struggle to find that sweet spot where things are actually dangerous, but also like not just auto lethal.
Right. And it's those residual effects that really mess you up sometimes. Not just
Yeah.